Chapter 4156 Boom. When the snow-white lotus falls on the border is like ice being crushed by a millstone and pierced instantly. Poof! The lotus like an ice sculpture collides with the strong pelicans, and countless people are smashed, just like the ice sculpture is violently hit, and the bloody ice debris is flying all over the sky. Boom! Suddenly, the lotus burst into pieces, and the white flame raged, wrapping the whole pelican camp in an instant. Ice covered the ground, flames lit up the sky, hundreds of thousands of pelicans, a strong family, a moment into nothingness. Hoo-hoo! Between the heaven and the earth, the cold is whistling, the flames are rushing into the sky, and the frightened howling of the pelicans seems to reverberate in their ears. At the moment, the sound has become the most resounding. It's really the 8th ice soul in the sky fire list, and it's the real power to destroy the sky and the earth. Long Chen looked at the camp turned into ice ruins, also surprised. He hasn't used the power of ice spirit for a long time. Today's Huolinger is too strong. Under a small test, he has shocked everyone. I'm afraid that only the innate god can block such a terrible strike, while the pelican family has only one innate god, who is cursed by heaven and died. The rest are just a group of mobs. Ice soul strike, earth shaking, the strong people around watching, face changed. This strike is too terrible, even the congenital heaven are scared. I, Long Chen, never make trouble and never be afraid of anything. If you reason with me, well, reason with you. If you talk about fists with me, I'll talk about fists with you. Since you want my life, don't blame me for my ruthlessness. If someone thinks I'm a soft persimmon, come and pinch it. Long Chen looks around and looks down at the heroes. His voice reverberates between heaven and earth. In the place where the demons and beasts look around, Long Chen's words are arrogant, but no one dares to speak out. The heaven god didn't dare to attack Long Chen for fear of being cursed by bad luck. However, the ordinary heaven god and the strong below were scared by Long Chen's attack and didn't dare to do it. For a moment, the whole world was quiet and no one dared to say anything. The pelicans are vicious and want to stir up the hatred between the monster and the Terran and let everyone fight against Long Chen. If Long Chen doesn't destroy the pelicans by bloody means, these people may really fight against Long Chen. Long Chen is not afraid of these clowns, but he doesn't have so much time to waste on these people. Seeing that no one dares to say a word, Long Chen waves his hand and takes all the people to walk away in the sight of the animals. This time, no one dares to ridicule them, humiliate them, let alone make them detour. The powerful monster family has become much more clever. It's true that people are good at being bullied and horses are good at being ridden. If you deal with these guys, you can't give them any face. Instead, you should slap them and they will be honest. Guoran could not help muttering. Before, they tried their best to be friendly to other orcs. As a result, their friendship turned into submission in the eyes of others. Now, no more arrogance, no more beep beep beep. With one strike, Long Chen destroyed all the powerful pelicans. These people dare not even fart. Long Chen and others galloped all the way, but after passing through this area, some orcs began to warn and even scold them. They are ready to kill anyone who dares to attack them. In the world of practice, only killing can gain respect and awe. To reason with them is like seeking fish from a tree. However, although the demons and beasts warned and scolded them, they didn't attack them, which disappointed Guoran and others. Because Guoran said, next time we meet the congenital god, let's go together and try to bleed first, so that we can get some demon blood essence in the morning of summer. And the blood essence should be collected before the curse of doom. Once they are cursed, the blood essence will be useless. But along the way, there were many curses, but none of them started. Xia Chen couldn't help muttering, it seems that the pelicans are destined to have this disaster. We've passed through so many monster camps, but they did it. Boss, do you think Qi Yun is really reliable? Guoran asked. This thing is both mysterious and mysterious. If it really exists, it doesn't mean that some things are doomed and unchangeable. If we are born, a lot of things are destined, then what else do we do? If we are all mortals, we should live, grow old, die and die. If we practice in this way, we will go against the heaven. If mortals become immortals and go against the way of heaven, will we all die? Longchen rode. Boss, do you mean that Qi Yun doesn't exist? Guoran said. No, it must exist, otherwise I would not be so unlucky all the time. Longchen is very sure. When Longchen said this, everyone laughed. But the pelican family is really weird. Maybe they have already lost their fortune, and all kinds of bad things have come together. Before we do, we can clearly feel that the neighbors around him are not friendly to them. Their ancestors have already died. They should be honest. After all, they have no dependents. People around are watching. The probability of taking risks for them is very small. However, they are still unknowingly provoking us. All kinds of signs show that there is a sense of death, some of which are not quite in line with common sense. It's like there's an invisible hand behind them, pushing them step by step into the abyss. Now we've killed the elite pelicans. Without these elites, the pelican family may not be able to continue. By then, their enemies will come and they may be extinct. Longchen's face is a little serious. After hearing this, people became more serious. Qi Yun is illusory and invisible, but its power is awe-inspiring. After flying for 2 hours, Longchen and other people came to the end of the territory of the monster family, and also felt the breath of the human race. Boom boom. When Longchen and others came out of the territory of the demon family, they saw that the pride of the demon family and the human family were fighting madly and killing each other. On the dividing line between the Terran territory and the monster territory, dozens of Terran Tianjiao are fighting fiercely with the monster Tianjiao. They are all one-on-one, fighting for each other. The strong men of the Terran and the monster are waving flags and shouting for the monster. Before the Holy King's meeting, some people can't help it. Is this an exercise in advance? Seeing this scene, Guoran was speechless. Poof, Guoran's voice has just dropped. A powerful demon and beast family has its claws pierced the chest of a human pride. In the exclamation of countless people, the human pride was torn to pieces. This is not a drill. Longchen shakes his head and says that this is the catharsis of hatred between the Terran and the monster clan. He is fighting hard. The seventh, the Terrans are all cowards, only deserve to crawl at the foot of our demon and beast clan. After the powerful one of the demons and beasts attacked Tianjiao, he was so proud that he pointed to Tianjiao and sneered at them. It's arrogant. He'll meet him. A dragon blood soldier came out of the dragon blood army. www.Ninefold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4157. That demon clan strong person is extremely arrogant, has just killed a human race. Tianjiao caused the monster clan this side crazy cheers. The monster is very strong. He cut 7 pride of the human race in a row, but he didn't get hurt. In the cheering of the demon, he stretched out his hand to the human race and cut his throat. This action immediately let countless Terran strongmen angry. This person is defiant, too arrogant, people hate teeth itch. Don't be fooled. This man is not a bipolar supremacy at all. He should be a real supremacy. He disguises himself as bipolar supremacy to challenge. It's extremely insidious. There is a loud reminder from the Terran strongman. Ha ha, it's really funny. If you can't fight, you will say that others cheat. You are really hypocritical. That monster clan strong person faced a query sneer way. The Terran strongman was just about to speak when there was a commotion in the crowd. They saw a group of people coming from the monster camp. That group of people are not others. They are Longchen and others. When Longchen and others appear, the Terran and monster people are surprised. They don't understand that Longchen and others are clearly Terrans. How can they come out of the monster camp? It's you who are hypocritical. If you only expose 2 kinds of abilities, you think you can disguise yourself as the supreme bipolar? A dragon blood soldier came out of the dragon blood army and went straight to the strong one of the monster family. Longchen and others appear. The picture is a little strange. Almost everyone's eyes are looking at them. Joke, what evidence do you have to prove that I am the supreme of the 3? Don't talk without evidence. If you don't agree, fight. That monster clan strong person sneers away. That's what I mean. The dragon blood soldier left the team and came to the strong man of the demon family. He looked at the man coldly, just like a cheetah, staring at his prey. The strong man of the demon family was a little hairy by the dragon blood soldier. Who are they? How can you get out of the monster's camp? How could the monsters allow them to walk around? Countless people stare at Long Chen and others, guess their identity. This is too strange. I know him. He is Long Chen wanted by Longting business. Haha, he's rich now. Someone saw Long Chen and suddenly screamed. Idiot, call a fart. The reward offered by Longting business is attractive, but do you have life to take it? Someone sneers at Away. Apparently this person also recognized Long Chen. Your news is really lagging behind. Do you even want to offer a reward? It is said that there may be a chaotic artifact Qiankuan Ding on Long Chen. The reward offered by Longting business is a fart. You really have seed. Take him and the heaven and earth tripod will be yours. Some people disdain tunnels. Idiot, does anyone believe this kind of news? What kind of artifact? Even an immortal weapon can make countless people crazy. Someone retorted. You are so stupid. Your family are all idiots. It's Long Chen who admits that he has the heaven and earth cauldron in his hand. If you don't believe it, ask him. The man was questioned and yelled. Although some people recognize Long Chen, most people here have never heard of the name of Long Chen. However, it has shocked countless people that Long Chen and others can walk out of the monster camp. Now, in the Dragon Dust team, a man came out and came to the powerful people of the monster family. The war was imminent. Everyone held their breath and watched. If you name it in the newspaper, I will not kill the unknown. That monster clan strong person cold tunnel. Under the seat of the Dragon Dust, under the command of Yu Zifeng, the 4th Army Commander of the Dragon Blood Corps, and under the command of Li Chongqing, the 9th Sergeant General, Yu Yong, a Dragon Blood Soldier is also a member of the army. That Dragon Blood Soldier Wei. As soon as the Dragon Blood Soldier reported his name, the Dragon Dust almost didn't spray. This boy was very interesting. He reported the leader's name once, but in this way, it seemed a little nondescript. Sure enough, the powerful man of the monster family's face sank. He thought Yu Yong was deliberately amusing him. Who could have signed up like this? Generally, the registration number is just about the clan, sect, and sect from which you come. With such a long list of names, even the Terrans don't understand the relationship, let alone him. He doesn't even know what Yu Yong's name is. Idiot Terran, even playing with your grandfather, go to die. That monster clan strong roars, double claw one mistake, 10 fingers like hook, person like gale pours at Yu Yong. The powerful one of the demon and beast clan, at the moment of coming, the sharp claws wave and keep changing. In the void, the claw shadow is everywhere. The sound of tearing space pricks people's eardrum. Be careful, some Terran strongman exclaimed. Just now it used this move to kill the Terran Tianjiao. In front of this move, the Terran Tianjiao didn't even have the power to resist. No one thought that his move was the most fierce attack. All of a sudden, Yu Yong moves, and the sound of the dragon chants is loud. Yu Yong summons the dragon's blood battle body for the first time. He waves his fists, and even fights against the monster family with his bare hands. Boom boom. Yu Yong smashed his fists on the strong claws of the monster family, and made a sound of gold and iron, even sparks splashing and billowing, which made people's ears tingle. This is he human? Yu Yong fought with the powerful of the monster family with his bare hands. You know, it's the monster on the opposite side. The claw is their weapon. Yu Yong fought so hard that he didn't fall behind. Boom boom. The two fight faster and faster, and the moves are more and more fierce. The two colors of the powerful people of the demon and beast family are flowing, which is really a vision of bipolar supremacy. Yu Yong is also the same, behind the flow of double-color divine light, dragon-shaped virtual shadow looming, and the man killed inseparable. It's so strong. One person can come out casually and have such terrible strength. What's the origin of them? Yu Yong's strength shocked everyone. They saw with their own eyes that Yu Yong came out of the last row of the Dragon Dust team. In their opinion, Yu Yong is just a minion under the command of others, but Yu Yong shocked everyone with his hand. When they look at Long Chen, they feel more mysterious and powerful. If these people have such strength, it would be terrible. Bang! They fought for hundreds of moves in an instant. Suddenly, Yu Yong broke off and his fists surged, shaking open the arms of the monster family's strongman, causing him to open the palace, and Yu Yong put his foot on his chest. Click! The sound of broken bones came, and Yu Yong kicked the strong one of the demon and beast clan, and his blood gushed. He still couldn't compete with Yu Yong in close combat. Yu Yong seized the opportunity and hit him hard. Yu Yong is powerful and unforgiving. Taking advantage of the rapid retrogression of the powerful monster family, he takes the opportunity to rush in. Boom! And at this time, the sudden change, the spirit behind the monster family strong more color, his breath suddenly soared several times. Go to hell! The powerful one of the monster clan roars. At this time, he can no longer hide his strength. Mean, shameless, be careful. When the powerful members of the demon and beast clan burst out with all their strength and revealed the supreme vision of the three poles, countless powerful members of the human clan were surprised and angry. It's over. It seems that he had expected this scene for a long time. Yu Yong's big hand slowly extended to his back. When he grasped the handle of the sword, the long sword came out of its sheath. Poof! It's like a flash of lightning tearing the void. The heaven and the earth are divided into two parts by this sword, and the blood light splashes. Then people can see that the sky is separated, and the body of the powerful monster family is also separated. Choking, Yu Yong put his sword into the scabbard, looked at the strong one of the monster family, and said coldly, "Do you want to be a pig and eat a tiger? Now it's really a pig." www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4158 On the Void, there was a crack, which could not be healed for a long time. The corpses of the powerful members of the demon and beast family separated slowly, and the scene shocked everyone. The powerful members of the demon and beast clan had hidden the power of the three extreme supremacy, which shocked countless people. However, compared with Yu Yong's sword, it was nothing. The third-level supremacy was killed by a bipolar supremacy, and it was destroyed with one blow, without any resistance. Jian Xiu, some people exclaim that a sword moves the sky. Morris' cold will of kendo makes countless people feel awed. Maybe only this will can make the healing ability of heaven and earth greatly invalid. Fool, if you don't keep your strength, we still have a fight. Unfortunately, you are too stupid. Yu Yong curled his lips and turned to leave. Yu Yong is a member of the 4th Legion, led by Yu Zifeng. The soldiers of the 4th Legion get along with Yu Zifeng the longest, and Yu Zifeng never conceals himself for their advice. So the soldiers of the 4th Legion are all kendo masters. Although they can't compare with Yu Zifeng, they obviously have the shadow of Yu Zifeng. Dragon blood soldiers, everyone is climbing out of the dead, fighting experiences blood and life in exchange. The strong man of the demon and beast clan, who fights with Yu Yong, is actually looking for death. If it is not for his disguise, Yu Yong will not give him the chance to show his strength. However, if that person makes an all-out effort and doesn't hide the slightest strength, it's really hard to say whether they will win or lose the battle between them. Even if the man is not as good as Yu Yong, there is a 90% chance that he can retreat completely. No matter how bad he is, he will not lose his life. Unfortunately, he lost his life because he failed to play a pig and eat a tiger this time. You stepped back, killing a little tripod, or hiding the strength of the tripod. It's a shame to waste such a long time. It'll punish you to go back and shut up for 3 days. Gua Ran reprimanded Yu Yong with a cold face. Yu Yong is stunned. I'm not trying to force him to show his identity. Otherwise, it's useless to kill him? However, when Yu Yong saw Gua Ran winking at him, he immediately understood that Gua Ran was pretending to force him. He said in a hurry, "The commander-in-chief's lesson is that recently, because of trifles, he delayed his practice and abandoned his practice. What should have been done in 3 moves has been delayed for such a long time, and he has lost face for the Dragon Blood Army." Yu Yong admits punishment and is convinced. Well, the attitude is not bad. If you know what's wrong, you can correct it. What's good about it? You rank 5706 in the Dragon Blood Army. It's time to have a sense of crisis. Guo Ran said. Yes, Yu Yong will try his best to get the place in 5007 next month. Yu Yong is in a hurry. These two people sing one song, and everyone is shocked. Long Chen thinks that he is thick-skinned, but he still feels a little uncomfortable. This guy is too strong. When does the Dragon Blood Army have such a ranking? Why doesn't he know? What's more, one of them scolded severely, and the other was scared. It seemed that there was something wrong with them, which made Long Chen almost believe it. In the future, we have to limit Guo Ran's power. Otherwise, he will take all the Dragon Blood soldiers to the dish. At that time, all of them will be pretending to be king. How can this team lead them? However, the dialogue between the two people scared the strong man of the Terran and the Demon Beast. Yu Yong killed the Demon Beast King who played the role of a pig and ate a tiger with one sword. All the other people's fighting stopped, and each returned to his own camp. It was like a group of wolves were fighting. Suddenly a fierce tiger came, which made the battlefield lose its balance. The rest of the people were embarrassed to fight. What is most difficult for them to accept is that Yu Yong, such a terrible strong man, even ranked more than 5,700 in the Dragon Blood Army. I don't know if it's because the cowhide is blowing a little too much. Everyone looks at Long Chen and others, and they are all dubious, but they dare not confront each other face to face. I'm sorry, boss. I know it's not in line with your low-key style, but I don't think it's time to be low-key. Only absolute force can reduce unnecessary troubles, and only absolute power can live in awe and respect. Guo Ran said. What else can I say if you pretend to be a bully? Long Chen could only nod his head and say, what the commander-in-chief said is true. Yu Qingxian almost didn't laugh beside him. These guys are really living treasures. Long Chen said to the Terran strongmen, Terrans are not afraid of any race. Our advantage is that we have brains. Unfortunately, many people can't use them. It's the biggest shame to be cheated, killed and ridiculed by others. Long Chen's words made countless Terran strongmen feel ashamed. They didn't expect that the monster clan was so insidious. Although some people have doubted and questioned on the spot, most people only believe in their own eyes. Maybe it's too confident, so many people are easily killed by the powerful members of the monster family. Long Chen turned his head to look at the strong one of the demons and beasts and said coldly, whether it's human or demon, you need to have your own bottom line. If you have the ability, you'll come in fair and square. After all, conspiracy is not the right way. Besides, if you really play in, how dare you compare your intelligence with the Terran? Of course, it can't be compared with the Terrans. You Terrans are the most insidious and cunning of all races, and we are willing to be inferior to them. There are demons and beasts, the strong sneer. Although on the surface, they admit that they are inferior to the Terrans. In fact, they are accusing the Terrans of being insidious and cunning and disdaining to be compared with the Terrans. No, you don't need to be downcast, insidious and cunning, playing pig and eating tiger. Don't you have a good time? I just want to remind you that all the things you play with are left over from our Terran games, so don't bring them out to shame. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. This kind of thing is not on the table. Let's fool these vigorous young people. If there is a strong man of the older generation, the Terran will not be cheated like this. What's more, young people are gathered here. It's obvious that the conflict between the two sides has just formed. The strong of the older generation have not received any news. What are you? Who are you going to teach when you talk to us in this tone? You will be able to show off your power here. When the real strong man of our monster clan comes, will you dare to be so arrogant? A monster clan strong person angry way. Long Chen smiles and doesn't pay any attention to the man. Obviously, they dare not challenge Long Chen. They can only say what seems hard, but actually they are trying to hide their guilty heart. All out of the way, all out of the way. Suddenly someone roared like thunder and rushed from the Terran side. There were dozens of people coming. Their breath was as vast as the sea, which scared everyone. The first one is an old man. The old man rushed to Long Chen all the way. When he saw Long Chen, he was surprised and pleased. Master Long Chen, is it really you? Please be worshipped by the disciples www. Ninefold. the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4159, Disciple? At that moment, even Long Chen was surprised. When did he accept his disciples? The strong man in heaven is already white, and he is obviously not young. Seeing that Long Chen calls himself a disciple, he even kneels to the ground and worships his teacher. Master, this is... Long Chen quickly helped the man up. When Long Chen touched his arm, he suddenly understood why the old man called himself a disciple. Master, please don't call me that. Thanks for your great kindness and explanation of the secret of Xinghe Sky. The disciples just opened the cottage and jumped from the king to the heaven. For the disciple, it's a way of making friends again. Disciple Huang Hui, please call me by my name. The old man said in a hurry. The secret of starry sky? As soon as the name was mentioned, countless people were shocked. This is a very domineering skill. If you can't do it well, it's either death or injury. It's listed as a forbidden skill by countless sections. I didn't expect that there are still people practicing it. No, Xinghe Tianxiongju is not a complete skill. Most of them will die before the immortal king. It's impossible to break through the world king? Someone exclaimed. The name of Xinghe Tianxiongju has been heard by countless people, and his legend has also been heard by countless people. Only those who are forced to do nothing will practice this decapitation skill. Once they practice this Xinghe Tianxiongju, they will decide the future realm. The old man was a powerful man, which broke their understanding. I've seen you before. At this time, the young people who came with the old man also fell on their knees and kowtowed to Long Chen. Their eyes were full of excitement and fanaticism. Dragon Dust suddenly understand he had left from the Ming Haotian, came to Xianshan, visited the Xinghe Palace site. At the Xinghe Palace site, Long Chen understood the Xinghe Tianxiong formula and learned to lead the stars into the body completely. At that time, Long Chen did not hide his secrets, so he explained the essence of the Xinghe Tianxiong formula directly. At that time, Long Chen preached that countless onlookers and people took notes. These notes spread to all over the world, making countless strong people who were forced to practice Xinghe Tianxiongju see hope. Originally, their road had come to an end, and Long Chen continued to take their way. In this way, Xinghe Tianxiongju became a complete skill. As long as their qualifications and efforts were enough, they could also ascend to the immortal heaven. Huang Hui is a practitioner of Xinghe Tianxiongju. He is a prodigy of Tianzong. Originally, he could not pass the shackles of the immortal king, but with his own intelligence, he continued a long way. He was the first practitioner to break through the realm of the king in modern times. Later, with his own intelligence, he helped other practitioners of Xinghe Tianxiu to break through the shackles. Later, he set up the Xinghe Gate himself. He did not accept disciples, but only helped those who had practiced Xinghe Tianxiongju to break through the shackles. However, unfortunately, his ability was limited. When he arrived at the realm of the king of the world, he could no longer practice. The road ahead was broken, and he could not continue to practice as hard as he could. Later, the annotation of Long Chen's Xinghe Tianxiongju came to him. When he saw the essence of Long Chen's annotation, he immediately opened the cottage and directly broke through the world king to promote the god. And he was originally a 3 extreme supreme, but he was persecuted before his potential erupted, and had to practice Xinghe Tianxiongju to protect his life. After being stuck in the realm of king of the world for countless years, he was promoted directly to the realm of heaven. It can be said that his gratitude to Long Chen is incomparable. Now he is wandering around with people. Suddenly he hears someone mention the name of Long Chen and rushes over. He once saw the appearance of Long Chen in the photo Jade, and recognized Long Chen at a glance, so he gave a salute to his teacher. Master, it's great to see you. Huang Hui looks at Long Chen with an excited face. It is Long Chen who has changed his fate and the tragic fate of all practitioners of Xinghe Tianxiongju. This kindness is too great. By the way, is there a site for the inheritance of Xinghe? Long Chen asked. Yes, and we found 8 million practitioners of Xinghe. Now that you're here, if they know, they will be very excited. Let's go now. Huang Hui Dao. Well, let's go and have a look. Long Chen nods. Huang Hui is overjoyed to see that Long Chen agrees. He takes Long Chen to the depths of the Terran territory. At the junction of Terran and Monster territory, there is no owner's land. After passing through this area, you can see a lot of encampments. Outside these campsites, there are strong guards. Strangers are not allowed to come near. When walking through a camp, Long Chen suddenly stops and looks at the gate of that camp. Wanted. Guoran and others also stopped. In front of the gate of the camp, there was a wanted notice, and there was a portrait of a man on it. When I saw the portrait of that man, Long Chen and others almost didn't like it. It was a man with a well-balanced figure, a cape, a little baby fat face, and an overcast smile. At first sight, it was not a good thing. That person is no one else. It's Emon Yen, but this portrait deliberately strengthens Emon Yen's baby fat and makes his eyes more lewd. It's a little different from the original Emon Yen. Long Chen and others don't recognize it at first sight. Who are you? You dare to laugh here? Get out of here. Don't feel uncomfortable. When Long Chen and others were amused by the portrait, those strong people at the door immediately yelled and scolded. You can't even smile. Do you need to talk so harshly? They deserve to be dug. Guoran sneered. Guoran's sneer didn't matter. The faces of those people changed greatly. One of them waved his hand and immediately flew out hundreds of strong men from the camp to stop Long Chen and others. You must be with Emon Yen, aren't you? Someone snapped. It's obvious that they were really dug. Guoran's words aroused their vigilance. If you don't want to die, get out of here, or you'll go straight to the gate of Shuehe. Seeing the crowd blocking the road, Huang Hui's face sank and yelled. When Huang Hui said something about Xinghe, one of the old men's face changed. He said in a hurry, misunderstanding, it's a complete misunderstanding. Please help yourself. Obviously, they are frightened by the name of Xinghe Mai. Long Chen is a little stunned. Clearly in the camp, Long Chen feels the breath of the heavens strong and changes his face so quickly. Huang Hui's face softened when he saw that group of people give way. He respectfully led the way ahead and left under the gaze of the group of people. Along the way, Long Chen and others saw a lot of camps, and they all put up wanted notices with pictures of Emon Yen on them, which made people speechless for a while. It seems that this guy is really diligent. There is a huge reward on the wanted order, and some even offer a reward for exchanging immortal soldiers for Emon Yen's head. Obviously, this force hates Emon Yen. Boom! Is walking. Suddenly heaven and earth tremble, dragon dust at the foot of the earth, unexpectedly gush out strange breath, and then let the dragon dust and others startled scene appeared. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4160 on the earth, haze transpiration, chaos of gas gushing, in front of the ruins, even began to keep shaking. The way of heaven is booming, the earth is changing, and the soil in the ruins is flowing. With their flow, some building foundations are gradually formed. The state of Saint King awakes, let's go quickly. Huang Hui is in a hurry. Long Chen and others immediately speed up and gallop. Along the way, Long Chen finds that countless Zhongmen are cheering in their camp. Where they are, the foundations of buildings have risen, as if a pair of invisible hands are building the world. An hour later, Long Chen came to a huge camp. When countless strong people in the camp saw the arrival of Long Chen, they knelt down excitedly to welcome him. Everyone, please get up quickly. We are all descendants of the Star River. I'm just passing on the holy Dharma. I can't afford it. Long Chen is in a hurry. These people's gratitude to Long Chen can't be expressed in words. Long Chen preached at the Xinghe site in the purple sky, passed on the secret of Xinghe sky from generation to generation, and continued their way forward, which is no different from continuing their life. These people should have stopped in the fairyland all their lives, but now they have broken through and are qualified to participate in the Holy King's assembly. All this is given by the dragon worship dust. To Long Chen's surprise, there are hundreds of thousands of strong people in the realm of king and thousands of respected people. After inquiry, we know that these people are not for the purpose of participating in the Holy King's assembly, They are to escort those who can participate in the Holy King's assembly. They are afraid that if Xinghe is a fairyland, they will be bullied. When they come here, they make an oath. If anyone dares to bully Xing's disciples, they will fight with them. When Xinghe first came here, it was looked down upon by countless people. They thought that they had already cut off the inheritance, and they came here just to make trouble. As a result, more than 10 wars broke out in 1 month, and many disciples of Xinghe were killed. However, there are more and more disciples in Xinghe, and the strong also emerge endlessly, and each of them is not afraid of death. Especially when Huang Hui came, he led everyone to revenge. As a result, all the forces who bullied Xinghe were killed. There was even a congenital god, who was badly injured and fled. At that time, there were more than 1 million disciples in Xinghe. Even if the congenital god is besieged by so many people, he can only escape. That war completely scared the people around them, and they no longer dare to look down on Xinghe Pulse. After that war, the disciples of Xinghe Pulse gathered more and more. Until later, they gathered 8 million people, which was the most popular of all the forces. The Star River is so powerful that even the power of those who are born to be strong in heaven is becoming wary. What they are afraid of is not that there are many people in the same vein, but that they will fight with each other. They really don't want to die. They have never seen such fierce people. At the beginning, when there were few people in the galaxy, some people even blew themselves up and wanted to take the enemy on the road together. That kind of bravery was frightening. Now there are so many people in Xinghe, as long as they have a little brain, they will not provoke this group of madmen. Therefore, the forces that wanted Mo Nian before hearing the name of Xinghe were directly scared back and did not dare to provoke at all. Master, your coming to the Holy King's meeting is on behalf of our galaxy. That's great. With you here, we are sure to get a good place. As long as we can enter the top 10,000, there is hope for the revival of Xinghe sect. With the blessing of Qi, we will be able to revitalize Xinghe sect. A strong man in the earth looks at Longchen, and his face is full of excitement. The ranking of the Holy King Assembly is related to the blessing of Qi, which is why so many forces will come out and recruit the best disciples. I'm sorry, I don't represent the galaxy. Longchen is embarrassed. Then you. Dragon Dust this words immediately let countless Star River a pulse of strong people disappointed. I'm the Dean of Lingshao Academy. It's really inconvenient to hang someone else's name. Longchen has some helplessness. The old man patted his forehead and hurriedly said, I'm sorry, I forgot about this. You come from Lingshao Academy, which naturally represents Lingshao Academy. It doesn't matter. There are so many talented people here. There are more than 6 million disciples at the Immortal King level. I'm afraid we can't squeeze into the top 10,000? Huang Hui laughs with confidence. Boom. Just as the people were talking, a palace rose from the ground in the camp. The palace was tall and towering. There was a huge plaque on it. The character, Xinghe, was written in Jiuli Immortal script. If you look at it carefully, the word, Xinghe, is composed of countless stars. The word itself is like a river of stars, full of ancient simplicity and magnificence. The simple 2 words seem to contain the theory of the operation of the universe. It's written by the Emperor Xinghe himself. Longchen wrote. All the people were inspired. It was the first time that they came to the king's assembly and saw such a scene. When Longchen said that the word, Xinghe, was written by the Emperor of Xinghe, he immediately knelt down and saluted. The people attached great importance to inheritance. If there was no Emperor of Xinghe, how could there be the formula of Xinghe heaven? Without the formula of Xinghe heaven, they could not go to today. As time goes on, the palaces rise slowly, but these are the side halls, and the main hall is still under constant repair. Seeing this strange picture, even Longchen is shocked. This is the power that Longchen can't understand so far. According to Longchen's calculation, the Holy King's Congress will open, and these forces and families have their own inheritance places. When the king's assembly is over, all these palaces will be in ruins. When the next king's assembly opens, it will appear again. Longchen was shocked, and Xia Chen and Guoran were even more shocked. As masters of casting tools and runes, they had never seen such creativity. They stroked the runes on the palace and felt their powerful power. They were both confused. They didn't know how the runes were made. They punched them. As a result, the walls were very hard and the fists were hurt. As time went by, more and more palaces appeared, except the main hall. In these halls, there are all kinds of murals, in which various strange patterns are painted. Looking at these patterns, Long Chen felt shocked. This is a more profound secret in the formula of Xinghe heaven, which may involve the secret of the formula of 9 stars dominating the body. Just as Long Chen was about to study these patterns carefully, Huang Hui ran over and said anxiously, "Master, come and have a look. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel." Chapter 4161. How could that be? When Long Chen saw countless people falling in the hall, covering their heads and wailing in pain, he was stunned. I don't know. They looked at the star chart in the center of the hall, and it became like this. I've asked other people not to enter the hall. Huang Hui is in a hurry. Star chart. Long Chen hurried into the hall and found that the hall was still growing, but a magic pool appeared in the center of the hall. The stars and rivers in the magic pool turned, just like the universe was running. The star map doesn't look like a picture. It seems that it is really a river of stars. The deeper you look, the farther you look. It makes you feel creepy. It's like a person in the deep sea, feeling that maybe at any time, there will be a monster inside, devouring himself. They all saw the star map, and this happened. They said that after reading it, they were dizzy and felt that their heads were going to explode. Huang Hui came to Long Chen's side, but he didn't dare to look at the magic pool. This is the real picture of the Star River God. It should be the king of the Star River, because it created the formula of the Star River sky, and it is the most original general principle. The star map in the side hall is the ladder leading to this picture. You didn't go through Huang Hui and followed Long Chen all the time. When you got to the 5th side hall, he couldn't follow Long Chen because when he got there, he couldn't understand some divine pictures immediately, so he had to stop. And ordinary people stay in the 1st side hall. Fortunately, the side hall is big enough for everyone to understand in turn. But Long Chen stayed in the 9th side hall for 3 days. Long Chen found that the 9 star maps were 9 magic tricks. However, there are many places where these 9 kinds of magic skills don't work. Long Chen has 9 star body Ju. You can easily understand the meaning of Xinghe Shengjun. But after looking at the last 9 pictures for a long time, he realized that these 9 magic skills were not all. That is to say, the king of Star River can't use 9 kinds of magic skills, and he didn't reach that height himself. He was deduced by his own intelligence. I can't imagine the wisdom of the king of the galaxy. He has only taken 3 steps, but he has calculated 9 steps. I'm afraid I can't match this wisdom in my life. Long Chen can't help sighing in his heart. Although there are some mistakes in the 9th step, the first 8 steps are completely correct, and the general direction of the 9th step is also right. Long Chen should also admire his intelligence. Long Chen summoned his own star sea image, based on the 9 star dominating body formula, to correct the Star River sky formula. Finally, Long Chen Tue performed 9 kinds of combat skills. Long Chen's big hand is open, and the palm is covered with star patterns, and the flesh and blood can hardly be seen, but the palm is covered with fine stars. It's so strong. Although it's not as strong as the Dragon King, it's just a little inferior. Looking at his hand transformed by the stars, Long Chen can't help but be moved. The way of heaven is changeable, but the power of the stars is eternal. It is more reliable than the power of the way of heaven. Kaka. Long Chen opens his big hand and slowly grabs it. There are cracks in the void. With such a high concentration of power, Long Chen is shocked. At the same time, he has more admiration for the Emperor Xinghe. This move is just one of the 9 star charts, and the others are also star magic skills, which are the release of star power in fist, foot, elbow, head, and other parts. There are attacks and defenses, But pushing these magic skills is the limit of Xinghe Xingjun. There are still many flaws in these attacks. If they can be integrated to form a series of moves, it will be powerful. However, this is already very powerful. If you want to form a series of moves, you need to explore by yourself. Xinghe Xingjun has opened up an unimaginable road. Xinghe Tianxiongju is based on Jiuxing Badiju. To put it bluntly, it's a way to the mountains. At least it has a reference goal. So how did the 9-star Badiju come from? The Emperor of Star River is so terrible. What about the Lord of 9 Stars? Longchen some can't imagine, compared to these predecessors, Longchen feel that he is so small. When Longchen came to the main hall had been completed. At this time, the stars and rivers in the middle of the god pool flowed and reflected on the dome. There is no pattern on the dome of the main hall, but when Shenhui is reflected on it, Longchen can see that the star river is flowing slowly, and it seems to be running round and round along a specific route. I see. This is the original form of Xinghe. From 1 to 9, you can still see one. It's just that this one is not the one in front of us. The road is simple, starting from 1 and ending in 9. Above 9 is 10, which is also 1, because it is 10, 10 is 1, 100 is 1, 1,000 or 10,000, after all, it can't escape this cycle. It's just that you can't understand the present one without going through the previous one. After cycling back, it looks like it overlaps, but the height is different. This is the way of Xinghe Tianxiongju, so it should be the same with Jiuxing Badiju. After Jiuxing, is it also the way to return to the primitive? And what is primitive? Longchen couldn't help thinking. The last picture is the end of Xinghe Tianxiongju, which is also a new starting point. Xinghe goes round and round, which brings great inspiration to Longchen. Boss, Longting business is coming. When Longchen is meditating, Guo Ranfeng runs in. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4162. Outside the gate of Xinghe sect, there were 7 old people. Except one of them was a human, the others were all alien. One of them, wrapped in a black cloak, is filled with black air. Through the gap of the cloak, you can see that it is not flesh and blood, but a white bone. All of these 7 people were born in heaven. The only strong man in heaven was wearing Tenglong robes. At first sight he was from Longting business. The 7 heavenly beings came at the same time. Although they didn't oppress people, their breath made people shudder. At ordinary times, a congenital god can make people scared. Now 7 people come at the same time, which brings terrible pressure to people. At ordinary times, Guoran still dares to put on a posture that nobody pays attention to, but now he can't. He can only stand behind Longchen honestly. Although he wants to show his nervousness as much as possible, he finds that he can't do it at all. In addition to him and Xiachen, Huang Hui is also here, and there are more than a dozen people who are the backbone here. When they saw so many congenital gods coming, their faces changed. It seems that these people are not good at coming. What? How many helpers do you want to settle with me? Longchen looked at the people around him and turned his mouth. It seems that he can't beat any of these guys except the one from Longting business, but he's not afraid. He knows these people dare not attack him. The old man of Longting business company coughed and said, "I'm not here to settle our grudge with you. Our Longting business firm is engaged in business. Today we are entrusted by our customers to come to talk business with you." The old man of Longting business had a dry voice and a nervous look. When he said that, Longchen understood immediately. This guy was forced to come out and had to accompany these people. It's obvious that these eccentric people came to the heaven and earth cauldron in the hands of Longchen. "You want to buy my bronze tripod?" Longchen glanced at the rest of the strong. "Do you really have the heaven and earth cauldron in your hand?" The voice of the creature, which is covered with white bones, is not a human voice, just like the syllable formed by the friction of white bones, which goes straight into the soul of human beings and makes people feel extremely uncomfortable. Longchen squinted at the white bone and said, "What you said is not level. How can I know if the bronze tripod in my hand is heaven and earth tripod? When I got this bronze tripod, I didn't know its origin at all. It was Longting Business Firm's insistence that the bronze tripod in my hand was the heaven and earth tripod. What is Longting Company? That's a famous businessman with good reputation. Will people lie? If you offer the right price, you'll do it. Really, I'm very sincere. As for true or false, what are you afraid of? Anyway, there's a guarantee from Longting Commercial Bank. If you are cheated, it's Longting Commercial Bank. Don't you just smash Longting Commercial Bank together? As long as you can be like me and make sure that you earn more than you lose, you can put your heart into your pelvis. Long Chen's words made the old man of Longting Business pale. He said in a hurry, "Don't talk nonsense. When did we say that we were guarantees? If you don't guarantee, how can you let the wind out? On a hot purple day, it is you who say that the bronze tripod in my hand is the heaven and earth tripod. What? Change your mind now? Why is your mouth so irresponsible? Do you expect your mouth to give you a son and a half?" Long Chen said angrily. "We have mouths. How can we have a son and a half?" The old man was blinded by abuse. "Since it's mouth, how can you just say something? You are businessmen. If you all turn back, who will do business with you? You're the only one who talks business with me? Are you here to amuse me? Get the hell out of here." Long Chen pointed to the old man's nose and swore, spitting on his face. The old man was surprised and angry, but he couldn't refute it. At the beginning, when it was a hot day, they firmly believed that it was the heaven and earth cauldron. But later, fearing responsibility, they changed it into a suspected heaven and earth tripod. They didn't know the origin of the bronze tripod in Long Chen's hands. However, Long Chen used the bronze tripod to shake the immortal magic forces and unseal the Hangwangayamo. That scene has been seen by countless people. Now whether the bronze tripod is the heaven and earth tripod makes countless people doubt. No, 6 strong men from different races came to Longting Business to verify the whole story and wanted to know whether the heaven and earth cauldron in Long Chen's hands was true or not. Longting Business is a fool. How do they know if it's true or not? If it's true, if it's false, they will offend countless people. If it's false, it's playing with everyone, and they will also offend countless people. They did not expect that things would evolve to this stage, so Longting Business began to prevaricate, neither true nor false, and began to play routine. In this way, it makes some people angry. In front of these 6 people, they directly lift the table, so that Longting Business must give an answer. What answer can Longting give? As a last resort, he had to promise them and bring them to Long Chen for confirmation. Originally, Longting Business and Long Chen were mortal enemies. It was a great humiliation to come to the door with such a thick face. Now the old man is an unfortunate man. He is assigned a task, but he doesn't dare to refuse. He has to bear the humiliation of Long Chen, and he is afraid of angering the 6 elders around him. So now he is very uncomfortable. Take out your bronze tripod and show us. The bones are cold. If you say take it out, take it out? What's your last name? Long Chen disdains the tunnel. I come from the bone demon wasteland. That white bone living creature cold tunnel. He didn't understand the meaning of Long Chen, thought Long Chen asked his origin, directly reported his identity. Don't tell me about the useless things. Now it's you who ask me to buy things, not me. Remember, since you ask me, you should be sincere and keep a low profile. I don't care what your accomplishments and status are. Again, keep a low profile. Do you understand me? The dragon dust approaches that white bone living creature and stares an eye way. Who, the white bone creature was furious, and the black breath was flowing around him. It seemed that he was going to be furious, and the murderous spirit was diffused for a moment. To whom? Why don't you try one? Long Chen disdains the tunnel. Sure enough, the white bone creature didn't dare to move in the end, and he was also afraid of the curse of bad luck. Now the Holy King's assembly has officially started, and now it's almost 100% hit. That's right. To do business, we need to be friendly, so that business can be done. See that white bone living creature don't dare to move, Long Chen smile. Long Chen looked at the old man of Longting Business and said, "You can't buy my bronze tripod, but I have a condition." Hearing what Long Chen said, the old man was overjoyed and quickly asked, What are the conditions? www. Novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4163. Longchen said slowly, "You Longting Company can hold an auction, which can integrate appraisal and auction. To tell you the truth, your Longting business is despicable enough. You want to pit me with the name of Qian Kuan Ding. In fact, neither you nor I know the origin of this bronze tripod. To tell you the truth, with my current strength, this bronze tripod is useless and wasteful. So, I really want to get rid of this hot potato. If it's true, I want to replace it with what I need. If it's false, you people from Longting business, kneel on the ground and apologize to me. You deceive people too much. That Dragon Teng firm's strong person is furious. How can this kind of condition promise, in case is false, they Dragon Teng firm still want not to mix? Why do you know how to deceive others? You keep saying that the bronze cauldron in Lao Zi's hand is the heaven and earth cauldron. You want to kill people with a knife? But why don't you think you are deceiving people too much? Lao Tzu's time is precious. I don't want to talk nonsense with you. If you can't be the owner, you will go back and ask for instructions. Lao Tzu will give you 3 days. If you can't give me a reply within 3 days, I will invite Huayun Business to do the auction. If it wasn't because I had a close relationship with Huayun Commercial Bank and I was afraid of being suspected of collusion and fraud, I would have ruined the reputation of Huayun Commercial Bank. Do you think I would take advantage of you bastards? Go away. Longchen sneers. Well, he'll go back and ask for instructions. You can wait. The old man of Longting Business agreed with a gloomy face. Boy, if Longting Business agrees, if you go back, I promise you will regret coming to this world. A congenitally strong man who has never uttered a word hums coldly. Pa, when Longchen was threatened, he smoked with a big mouth. Who are you with? Be polite. This slap in the past, the inborn heaven strong how also did not expect. This small Terran even dare to smoke him. This slap explodes to the sky, endless blood color breath diffuses, that person is pumped to fly far away. Blood clan? Longchen is a Lung, that looks with the human race extremely similar strong person, unexpectedly comes from the blood clan. I killed you. The powerful man of the blood clan roared. He was full of blood and was full of killing intention. Come on, I crane my neck for you to kill. Come on. Dragon dust really elongated neck, a pair of beat of appearance, point to own nose to that blood clan strong way. The strong man of the blood clan was so angry that his hair stood up and his forehead was blue. He was a giant, a noble inborn god. He was slapped in the face by a human race. What a shame. However, when Longchen stretched his neck to let him kill him, he suddenly calmed down. If he gave a hand to Longchen, maybe Longchen is not dead, and the curse of doom is coming. In the past few days, dozens of congenital deities have been cursed by bad luck and become negative teaching materials. He is angry, but he still keeps a little calm, and finally does not dare to do it. Go away, Longchen snorted coldly. As a result, the 7 inborn celestial beings could only gnash their teeth and leave. Seeing that Longchen had withdrawn the 7 heaven gods, he was awe-inspiring, like a god. Guoran's eyes were full of envy. When could Lao Zi have the courage to be the eldest? The boss is powerful and domineering. Xiachen stretched out his thumb and exclaimed, But boss, I'm afraid the eyes of the old ghosts of Longting Business are spinning around. I'm afraid they don't hold any good farts. It seems that your conditions can't restrain them. Well, who's going to restrain them? After they verify, since they don't say it's true or false, they don't have to kowtow to me. Therefore, even if the flaw is detected, they will never dare to say it is false, so my goal will be achieved. Longchen said with a smile. Ha, the boss is wise. In this way, we will be in an invincible position. Guoran laughs and immediately understands the meaning of Longchen. If Longting Business does not dare to say that it is fake, it is tantamount to giving everyone a guarantee. At least it proves that it is not an imitation. Before, Longting used it to hit immortal magic weapons, at least it can be sold as immortal magic weapons. If you encounter a big injustice, you may be able to sell it at a sky-high price. This bronze tripod was made by Guoran and Xiachen. Now it is about to show its value. They are even more excited than Long Chen. If you two have time, hurry up and help me build another bronze tripod. Long Chen rode. Another one? They were puzzled. If you have time, just fight. If you don't have time, you'll forget it. Last time I knocked on the immortal spear, I collected some rust. As long as you make it, it will be useful. Long Chen said with a smile. Okay, let's make another one as soon as possible. Although I don't know what Long Chen is going to do, Long Chen's smile, with insidious, makes them feel very excited. Time is running out, so Long Chen quickly summoned the strong people of the galaxy to explain the star map from the beginning to the final galaxy pool. He also demonstrated the application of the star magic skill for everyone. When he saw the star-like moment of the whole arm of Long Chen, everyone was shocked. Although they know that Xinghe Tianqiongju is extremely terrifying, and there is still a lot of way to go, they didn't expect that they could incarnate the stars when they practiced it to the extreme. They are excited by the power of the star arm of Long Chen, because they know that as long as they work hard, sooner or later, they will have such power. They are very grateful for the selfless explanation of Long Chen. It can be said that in their hearts, Long Chen is just like a god. As long as Long Chen orders, they are willing to go up the mountain and down the oil pot for Long Chen, even if they are broken to pieces. It's easy for Long Chen to understand himself, but it's hard to explain, especially to let people understand, which makes it even more difficult. However, Long Chen knows that it takes a certain amount of time and opportunity to understand. It doesn't matter if he can't understand. He just needs to remember his words and understand them later. When Long Chen's explanation was over, 2.5 days had passed. Originally, Long Chen wanted to go to Lingshao Academy to have a look, but there was no time at all, because the people of Longting business had been hanging out by him for one day. Oh, it's a coincidence that we meet again. But what do you think of Longting? Long Chen arranged everything before he came out to see the old man of Longting business. The old man had been hung up by Long Chen for a whole day, and he had a stomach full of fire, but he didn't dare to rush to Long Chen. He had to bear it and bite his teeth. We Longting business can cooperate with you, but we also have a condition. What else do you have? That's very fresh. What's the condition? Long Chen asked. The old man held out a finger and said, 10% commission. 10%? So few? Well, forget it. I don't want to worry too much with you. If the auction is successful, you can pay me on the spot. Long Chen rode. What? The old man of Longting business jumped up. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4164. The old man of Longting business left, gnashing his teeth. He wanted to kill Long Chen. Auction houses need to charge at least 10% to help others auction things, and even 30% if it is too high. And Long Chen even wants to charge them a service fee. The old man is so old, and he is still the old man of Longting business. He leaves with his teeth clenched. He wants to kill Long Chen. Auction houses need to charge at least 10% to help others auction things, and even 30% if it is too high. And Long Chen unexpectedly wants to collect their service charge. This old man lived so big a age, still encounter this kind of situation for the first time. Originally, Longting asked him to come and talk about it. Their initial expectation was about 20% of the handling charge. But the old man didn't feel confident enough. He didn't dare the lion to open his mouth. He was afraid of offending the dragon dust and reported the bottom line directly. As a result, Long Chen bites back. After the auction is successful, they will be charged 10% of the actual transaction price. The reason given by Long Chen is that you can attract so many people to come to auction with Lao Tzu's things, and there is definitely more than one of your auction items. Qian Kuan Ding will definitely come out as the finale. Once the Heaven and Earth Cauldron comes out, it is bound to attract countless strong people. You all have so much money for auction. Who knows if you will sell tickets shamelessly? What? Auction Laozi's things and make you so much money, don't you think? What Long Chen said made the old man speechless. In the end, Long Chen became impatient and said that if he wanted to cooperate, he would cooperate. If he didn't cooperate, he would go away. It's really no good. He would open an auction by himself. The old man trembled with anger, but he had no choice but to say that he could not be the master. He went back to ask for instructions. But Longchen knows that they have to cooperate with Longchen, otherwise they can't explain to some people. Sure enough, the old man came back half a day later. His face looked like a loofah, and his eyes were full of malice, just like Longchen had just planed their ancestral grave. Finally, the agreement was finalized. 7 days later, the auction was held, and the dragon dust heaven and earth cauldron appeared as the finale. What's more, everything is as expected by Longchen. Longting Business has the audacity to sell tickets. The price is not cheap. 100 Wangjing is the lowest standard. Those high-quality tickets, which are more advanced, can reach hundreds, while the box, which shows its dignity, costs thousands or even thousands. I suddenly feel a little regret. I think the 10% handling charge is a little bit. Longchen Road. Don't go too far. The old man of Longting Business, thinking that Longchen was going to change his mind again, jumped up like a cat with its tail trampled on. Forget it, I'm too lazy to worry about it. That's it. Longchen said, under the supervision of the photo Jade, signed the agreement. In this way, the entrustment is completed, but Longting Business wants to send Kainkunding to them for safekeeping in advance, which is rejected by Longchen. Longchen doesn't trust them. It seems that they also know that this idea is not very realistic, so they didn't do much to fight for it. After finalizing these, the old man left. After finishing the work here, Longchen finds that Xinghe's sect doesn't need him to do anything. His disciples are busy learning the secret of Xinghe heaven. He says hello and leaves. Longchen left alone. Guaran and Xiachen were busy building the second heaven and earth tripod, while other Dragon Blood soldiers spread news in the Terran area and called the soldiers of Dragon Blood army to join Xingezong. However, for the safety of the Dragon Blood soldiers, Longchen makes them a group of 100 people, so that even if they meet the super strong, they will have the strength to fight. At the same time, they have an alarm. Once they are in danger, Longchen can go to support them directly. Although the efficiency will be lower, the good thing is that it will take a little time for the Holy King's assembly to open, and there is plenty of time. Longchen left Xingezong and found that there were many buildings around, but they were still growing and not fully formed. There are still many places where buildings have appeared, but no one is guarding them. The inheritance is still there. Unfortunately, there is no successor. Longchen looked at the empty buildings and sighed. These buildings represent the inheritance of a force. Since these palaces are still there, it means that these heritages have not been cut off. However, to open the Holy King's Congress, you must have the strength above Fairyland before you can come to Holy King's State, or you will be expelled by the power here. Nowadays, in Xingwang State, immortal kings are mostly like the sand of the Ganges River. However, there are some heritages that do not even have a strong one in the Fairyland. The halls are empty and desolate. But some places are still in ruins, which means that the inheritance has been completely destroyed. Dragon dust from the ruins attracted the attention of countless strong. They whispered behind, obviously recognized the dragon dust. Today's dragon dust is a little famous among the human race. It can be said that the fame of dragon dust is mainly brought about by the heaven and earth tripod. In order to make a lot of money, Longting Business is trying its best to publicize. Now the name of Longchen rises with the tide of heaven and earth. Those people looked at Longchen as if they saw the heaven and earth cauldron. Countless people were greedy, and even some people were eager to try. But in the end, no one dared to do it, and no one dared to challenge. Longchen ignored those people and moved quickly along one direction. He found that the more he moved forward, the slower he found that these buildings were growing. Even some of the buildings in the camp have no roof, but the smell of these buildings makes Longchen feel frightened. They are also top-level strong people, but through induction, they can make Longchen feel certain pressure. Obviously, these people have extraordinary strength. And the dragon dust from their door also attracted their attention. These arrogant people, also coldly looking at the dragon dust, if not the elders stop, they will even try to dragon dust. Longchen, with his sword on his back, frowned and his invisible intention of killing rose in his heart. Originally, he thought that only a simple-minded and violent race like the orcs could be so fierce. But in the Terran territory, this kind of phenomenon still emerges in endlessly. Long Chen does not know, how does this group of people's brain grow? One by one, just like the angry bulls, when they meet other bulls, they can fight without asking for any reason. It seems that only by killing each other can they reflect the meaning of their own survival. He was provoked several times. Looking at those people's greedy and ferocious eyes, the attitude that all living beings are mole ants and can be killed will completely angered Long Chen. If these people dare to fight, Long Chen can guarantee that no one will live to see the sun tomorrow. Long Chen is angry, but he doesn't know why he is angry, but that kind of anger comes from his soul and can't restrain himself. Fortunately, these people didn't fight against Long Chen. Long Chen went all the way and saw an ocean. On the edge of the coast, there is a large area of ruins. Just as Long Chen came to the ruins, he heard Bai Shishi's voice. "Now I'm here. I thought you had forgotten that you came from Lingshao Academy." www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4165. As Long Chen approached the ruins, he heard the voice of Bai Shishi. Looking at the voice, he was dressed in a long golden dress, showing his magnificent Bai Shishi, standing not far away. The golden radiance is flowing around her, and people are standing in front of the ruins, but because of her existence, the whole ruins have a touch of resplendence. What is different from the past is that behind Bai Shishi's back is a long sword, which was snatched by Long Chen from strange creatures on the ghost ship. Standing on the ruins, Bai Shishi's long golden skirt flutters and her golden radiance flows. She has the posture of a beautiful country and a beautiful city. Now she is set off more gracefully, which makes her life feel ashamed. Bai Shishi looks at Long Chen coldly. The corner of Long Chen's mouth gradually bends. He looks at Bai Shishi with a smile. Bai Shishi is looked at by Long Chen, and soon she can't resist. A touch of red glow gradually appears on her pretty face. She would like to turn away, not to see Long Chen, but if you turn away, it is tantamount to admit defeat, so she is still stubborn staring at Long Chen. Seeing that Bai Shishi could not hold on, Long Chen said, "I'm sorry, there are too many trivial things in my hand. I just finished my work, and then I came here non-stop? By the way, what about Xiaola and them? Don't talk about it. Why didn't you bring Qingxian?" Bai Shishi said with a cold face. Long Chen suddenly has a headache, but he can only harden his head and say, "Qingxian, she is in alchemy and is still closed. I'm sorry to call her." "Are you sorry, or are you afraid of what it'll do to her?" Bai Shirdao. "Mainly for fear of embarrassment." Long Chen is very embarrassed. "Embarrassed what? Are you afraid that I will bully her?" Bai Shishi is a little irritated. "What's the matter? How can you bully her? You are such a kind person." Long Chen quickly laughs. "You villain, I know you must have arrived first. I'm here every day for fear that Qingxian will come and lose her courtesy if she can't meet you, and you and you." Speaking of later, Bai Shishi's eyes were red, and his tears could no longer help gushing out. Long Chen didn't expect that Bai Shishi had been here for a long time. "She was so kind to you, Qingxian." Long Chen knows Bai Shishi's character. He is a guy who values his face more than his life. He is willing to suffer so much injustice for him. Long Chen is both moved and guilty. "I'm sorry to have wronged you." Long Chen came to Bai Shishi, took her jade hand and said softly, "Don't move. You're seen." Bai Shishi quickly pulls his hand away from Long Chen's, which is both shy and annoyed. At this time, Bai Shi's bright face is stained with crystal-clear tears, just like the pear blossoms standing up in the rain, which is beautiful and lovable. "What are you afraid of seeing? I like you. I'm not afraid to be known." Long Chen said with a smile. Being so naked, Bai Shishi's pretty face is even more red, but deep in her eyes, she is deeply moved and a little relieved. Although she and Long Chen have been together for such a long time, and once lived and died together, Long Chen is still the first time to show her so openly. Although the confession was not serious, it was also a confession of her heart. She was very happy, but she looked at Long Chen and said, "Who is as thick-skinned as you? Hey, it's done." Looking at Bai Shishi's angry eyes, Long Chen smiles in his heart, and finally it's over. Sure, you are more and more beautiful. What can you do? Long Chen looks at Bai Shishu and says in distress, "Go away, don't tease me. I think I'll forgive you if I say something nice. Besides, what is to be done?" Bai's poems are a bit shameful. Although she knew that Long Chen was trying to please her and let her calm down, she was pretending to be angry now. In fact, when she saw Long Chen for the first time, she was no longer angry. Even Bai Shishu hated herself. Originally, she wanted to toss this guy for a long time. She didn't come to see her and didn't pay much attention to her. But she found that she didn't even have the ability to get angry. Was that her mother's fate? Once a woman falls in love with someone, does she no longer have the right to struggle? You're more and more beautiful, but I haven't made any progress. It's the same as before. You stand with me like a swan with a toad and a colorful phoenix with a crow. I'm under great pressure. Long Chen shrugged his shoulders, spread out his hands and winked at the tunnel. Although he knew that Long Chen was teasing her on purpose, Bai Shishu couldn't help laughing. Bai Shishu was both embarrassed and angry. This time, she failed again. Bai Shishu stretched out her jade hand and clenched her teeth in the soft place around Long Chen's waist. Ouch! With a scream of dragon dust, Bai Shishi's hand is really cruel. The soft hand turns into golden pliers in a moment, and even the defense of dragon dust doesn't work. Long Chen, a brave man, begged for mercy. Who are the heroes? Are you satirizing me for not being slim enough? Bai Shishu was furious. No, it's a slip of the tongue. It's Nvexia. Please forgive me. Long Chen changed his tongue in a hurry. Bai Shishu just stares at Long Chen and takes back her hand. At last, a trace of satisfaction appears on her face. Her previous grievances disappear with this pinch. What is not a strong man? I'm afraid the strong men don't have such great strength, do they? Long Chen touched his waist and found that a piece of skin had been pinched purple. Congratulations on Shishixian. I'm afraid I'm going to thank you for your protection in the future. Please accept a large number of Shirxian from me. Long Chen's face is full of fun. Why not heal? Doesn't it hurt? Asked Bai Shishu. It's just that I'm not good. I should be punished. Only if I feel a little pain can I have a long memory. Long Chen said with a smile. Besides, compared with your grievances, it's nothing at all. Although you never say anything about what you have paid, I understand it. As soon as Long Chen said this, Bai Shishu suddenly fell into Long Chen's arms. His fist kept hitting Long Chen's chest, and he could not help crying out, "You bastard, do you want my life to say these words?" Bai Shishu is like a child who has been wronged endlessly. He finally finds a vent and starts to cry heartily. She is a proud person. She gave up her pride for the sake of Long Chen. She once looked down upon her mother, but now she is worse than her mother. Sometimes she was scared, helpless, and often out of her wits. She knew why she lived so hard. But love is a curse without solution. No matter how hard she tries, she can't get rid of it. No matter how powerful a person is, he has to admit defeat in front of love. But what Long Chen said just now completely made her fall. She was both happy and frightened, sweet and bitter. Only in the arms of Long Chen, she will feel real peace, and Long Chen will let Bai Shishu vent. He knows that this proud fairy has too many grievances in her heart. When did Lingshao Academy become a place of love and resentment? At this time, a strange voice came, a group of people do not know when, came to the two people's side. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4166. Long Chen is feeling guilty in his heart. When he hears that someone is coming, he is not happy at all. Now someone makes a mockery and he is furious. Bai Shishu noticed that someone was coming and quickly turned around to wipe the tears on her face. When Long Chen looks at these people, he finds that an old man is leading more than a dozen disciples. He is looking at them. Several of the male disciples see Bai Shishi's face, and their eyes are full of amazement. When he looks at Long Chen, he is full of jealousy and disdain. This is the site of Lingxiao Academy. You are not welcome. Go away. Long Chen's face is gloomy and cold. What are you, daring to be presumptuous here? A man sneered. As soon as the man opened his mouth, Long Chen suddenly recognized that he was the one who spoke just now. Don't have no fart to buckle your throat. I don't like you. If you spray feces on your mouth again, you will be full of teeth today. Dragon Dust Impatient Tunnel. Boy, I want to die. The man was very angry. They saw that Bai Shishir was wearing a long golden skirt with the unique logo of Lingxiao Academy embroidered on the collar, cuffs and hem, indicating that she was a disciple of Lingxiao Academy. Long Chen is a black robe with no identity mark on his body. At first sight, such a person is a person of low influence. Because the disciples of high-end forces will show their identities, which can scare off many people and save a lot of trouble. When they arrived, they saw Bai Shishir embracing a man in black. They thought it was a disciple of Lingxiao Academy who was dating a disciple of foreign forces, so they made a mockery. They may be afraid of the disciples of Lingxiao Academy, but even if they are killed, the forces behind them are hard to blame. There is an unwritten rule in the King's Assembly that you don't show your identity. That is to pretend to be mysterious. Others can understand that you can't see the light, or even plot against the law. Because you didn't show your identity and were killed by others, others don't know who you are or where you came from. Therefore, if a person does not show his identity, he will be killed in vain. No matter how strong the background is, it is difficult to hold others responsible. There is no sign on Long Chen, so they don't pay attention to Long Chen at all, especially when so many of them are here, and Long Chen is just one person. Forget it, don't kill people. Knowing that Long Chen was angry, Bai Shishir took him by the hand and advised him. But Bai Shishir's EQ is really not high. Her persuading Long Chen like this is tantamount to beating these people in the face. Murder? I'll kill you. The man was very angry. The figure of the man was in a flash. He appeared behind the dragon dust like a ghost. The speed was very fast. Poof! A golden light flashed by, and the man was cut off an arm by a golden sword, screamed and stepped back. What? The strong men who came with that man's face changed greatly. Even the inborn strong man was startled. With his cultivation, he didn't see how Bai Shishir did it. Do you know who he is? He is the youngest dean in the history of Lingxiao Academy. Do you think he is qualified to let you go? White poetry is cold and authentic. Is he Long Chen? Someone exclaimed. Obviously they have heard the name of Long Chen, but they have never seen what Long Chen looks like. Lingxiao Academy is so arrogant. Is that your hospitality? The inborn superior finally spoke. Are you guests? One by one, I'm like a bandit. Now I'm studying medicine, specializing in all kinds of diseases. If you want to get out of here, you can get out of here. If you don't agree with me, you can get out of here. I have no place to get angry. Long Chen sneers. For this kind of people, Long Chen is too lazy to be polite to them. Long Chen finds that whether it's the monster or the Terran, if you want to get respect from others, you need to be tough. The more polite you are to them, the more they push their noses on their faces. They think you are afraid of them and make trouble for you everywhere. Well, is that the attitude of Lingxiao Academy? Are you sure you represent Lingxiao Academy? The old man had a gloomy face. Yes, his attitude represents that of Lingxiao Academy. At this time, an old voice came. When Long Chen heard that voice, he could not help but be surprised and happy. That voice was the voice of Bai Ledian, president of Lingxiao Academy. Haha, what is the humility, courtesy, and magnanimity? Now Lingxiao Academy is not the Lingxiao Academy it used to be. Its attitude has changed. Is it the best academy in the world? Hey, it's gone. Let's go. The old man sneered, waved his hand and left with those people. But my revenge for breaking my arm. The man whose arm was cut off by Bai Shishir's sword was unwilling. He looked at Bai Shishir bitterly. The revenge of arm breaking is better than that of life breaking. If I do it, you are on the way of reincarnation now. You have picked up a life and you don't know what's good or bad. Do you remember to eat or beat pigs? Long Chen called Humwei. As a matter of fact, he had already killed himself before. If Bai Shirshir hadn't taken the lead, he would have died. How could he have been yelling here? At last, the man was pulled away by his companion, but before they left, they had a venomous look in their eyes and obviously wrote down the hatred. When those people left, Long Chen turned his head to Bai Shirshir, picked out his thumb and said, "It's really powerful. Your move just now is too strong. How can you merge with that long sword?" There is a smile on Bai Shishi's pretty face and a touch of cunning in her eyes. "Have you been cheated too?" Long Chen nodded. "It's true that you've been cheated. The sword on your back is deceitful. You don't need to draw the sword when you make a sword." The sword that Bai Shirshir used to make was so fast and strange that Long Chen didn't see it clearly. Later, he realized that when Bai Shirshir took the sword out, it was in his hand. When he stopped, it was directly integrated into his body. Even Long Chen was cheated. So Long Chen guessed that Bai's poems had been integrated with the long sword, otherwise he would not be able to produce the sword as he would like. The origin of this sword is amazing, and it also contains the inheritance of terror. The last time I came back from 30,000 worlds, it began to merge with me. After the fusion, I found that it is likely to be an immortal magic weapon. I used it to beat the immortal magic weapon, and it didn't hurt. I really want to thank you. This sword is the turning point of my destiny. Now I am not what I used to be. I am confident that I can make outstanding performance in this holy king's meeting. Bai Shishi's pretty face is shining with confidence, and her eyes are full of excitement. Obviously, she is extremely confident now. We don't have to be so polite. Ouch, it's so impolite. Take me to see the president. Long Chen pats his forehead and talks to Bai Shirshir, forgetting the president. When Long Chen and Bai Shirshir just walked into the camp, they found that there were countless unfriendly eyes on them. No, it should be said that they were throwing at him. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4167. Who are they? When Long Chen enters the camp, he finds that there are many strong men in strange clothes in the camp. When they see Bai Shirshir coming in, their eyes light up. But when they saw Long Chen and Bai Shirshir walking side by side, their faces were a little ugly. They looked at Long Chen wantonly, and even more excessively, some people even dared to visit Long Chen with their souls. This makes Long Chen extremely disgusted. This kind of behavior is very rude, although not humiliating, but it is very uncomfortable. They are all here to observe. Bai Shirshao. Watching. Bai Shirshir said helplessly, Lingshao Academy is the oldest academy in 9 days and 10 places, and it is also a treasure shared by mankind. It is said that the ancestor of Lingshao Academy once made a great wish to influence all living beings with Tao and reason, so that they could distinguish right from wrong, good from evil, and get happiness from suffering. Therefore, the door of Lingshao Academy is open to all living beings. Any living creature is qualified to enter Lingshao Academy to observe and study. However, it is said that later the human race was targeted by various ethnic groups and fought for countless years. Even those who used to be disciples of the academy started against Lingshao Academy. I don't know from which generation of presidents, we have set rules. Lingshao Academy is only open to people. If other people want to learn, they need to pass the examination before they can enter. Later on, Lingshao Academy was declining, and there was a trend of collapse, so few people cared about Lingshao Academy. Lingshao Academy can't even save itself. It is declining day by day. People no longer believe that Lingshao Academy has the ability to save all living beings. Even some forces want to take advantage of the opportunity to annex Lingshao Academy. You can see how we are targeted in Minghaotian. Lingshao Academy has not participated in the Holy King's meeting for many times. Without the disciples of Lingshao Academy, Lingshao ruins will not reappear. It wasn't until a few days ago that we came that Lingshao relics could be seen again. Therefore, some people came here to take advantage of it. And we Lingshao Academy have the instructions of our ancestors, so we have to let them in. Bai Shirshir looks at these people with a touch of disgust in his eyes. When Long Chen didn't come, she stayed at the door every day. Many people who thought they were handsome and talented came forward to please Bai Shirshir. Bai Shirshir didn't get tired of it and finally cut off several people's hands. They were honest and kept away from Bai Shirshir, but they were secretly talking about her behind her. This makes her very tired. She is a proud person, and no one can enter her eyes except Longchen. These people deliberately express themselves, like peacocks opening their screens to attract her attention, which makes her feel very naive and disgusted. But despite her disgust, these people do not provoke her. She cannot find a reason to move, so she can only endure. And these young disciples, one by one, are so proud that they even compete in secret. They think that who can make Bai Shirshir speak means that he has amazing charm and stands out from the crowd. Bai Shirshir naturally doesn't care about these childish guys. She has been waiting for the appearance of Longchen. Now Longchen appears, the frost on her face is gone, and her mouth is still smiling. Obviously, she is in a very good mood. This scene was very unpleasant when they saw it. They tried their best to attract Bai Shishi's attention. As a result, Bai Shirshir didn't even look at them. They are arrogant and extremely conceited. This kind of blow makes them extremely uncomfortable. But the only thing that makes them comfortable is that they are all losers, so they don't look too ugly. But now Longchen comes and walks with Bai Shirshir side by side. The indifference on Bai Shishi's face is all gone. She is as shy and happy as a girl in spring. As long as they are not blind, they can see that Bai Shirshir likes the guy in black. I see. The founder of the academy is a good man. Maybe he wants to find a way to make all living beings live in peace. Longchen nodded and shared the knowledge of the academy with all living beings, which made him moved. Knowledge comes from all living beings, and then feeds back to all living beings. It's a bit like a sea whale dying in the sea. Knowledge is like a mirror. Maybe people can recognize themselves. However, this idea seems too difficult to realize. As soon as Longchen and Bai Shir appeared, they immediately attracted the attention of countless strong people. Many people here were visiting some stone tablets. As a result, when they came, they all looked at Longchen and Bai Shir. Longchen didn't pay attention to these people and walked side by side with Bai Shirshir. Along the way, Longchen found that Lingxiao Academy was still in the basic stage, and many halls didn't even show their rudiments. However, on many foundations there have been various runes and murals, which Longchen has never seen in Lingxiao Academy. Is the restoration of the oldest academy in 9 days and 10 places based on the time of inheritance? Longchen can't help but say. Because Xinghe sect has been restored for a long time, the inheritance of Xinghe sect is not too long, so Longchen can't help guessing. The president said that this is just one of the reasons. The time of inheritance, the audience of influence, the influence on the way of heaven, the rise and fall of qi luck and other factors lead to the different recovery speed. Bai explained. Does that mean that Lingxiao Academy is the strongest force in the human race? It seems that the recovery speed of Lingxiao Academy is the slowest. Longchen asked with a smile. Cut ignorance. Bai Shirshir didn't speak yet. Someone beside him sneered, and his face was full of scorn. How can you be ignorant? Longchen looks at the man and finds that he is a top-ranking man with strong breath. The most powerful one sneered, when will it be your turn to Lingxiao Academy? The speed of recovery has nothing to do with the strength of the forces. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't talk nonsense. Otherwise, you will be beaten in the face. That's interesting. Bai Shishi's face sank. As soon as he was about to speak, Longchen took her hand and told her not to speak. Erase the meaning. When people saw that Longchen went to pull Bai Shishi's hand, Bai Shirshir, who was so arrogant, suddenly stopped talking. All the arrogant people were angry. They felt deeply frustrated. In their opinion, although Longchen has powerful qi and blood, he doesn't have the breath of the most powerful. Here, he is only a middle and lower class disciple. Such a person with poor strength can be favored by fairies. They all think that everything is due to the appearance of Longchen. They think that Longchen is a little white face. In fact, it is nothing. In the face of the Supreme Pride's ridicule, Longchen was not angry, but came to the man and said, "It seems that I am really ignorant." Then, "Sir, which force do you think is the strongest among the Terrans? The man said haughtily, of course, it's our Tianmen Xuanzong. Damn, what I'm waiting for is your words. When the man said these words, Long Chen's face became gloomy. At the same time, he swung his round hand and lashed out, you are the strongest. What are you doing here? www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4168. That day arrogant strong person, how also didn't expect, Long Chen close to him, is to smoke him. What's more, there are traps in Long Chen's words, waiting for him to answer like this. This slap in the face directly stunned him and made him get away from the ground. He got up from the ground in a rage and pointed to the dragon dust just to yell. Poof, he burst out with a mouthful of blood, and people suddenly felt a whirl, and then their eyes turned white, so they passed out. You're despicable. It's a sneak attack. Someone picked up Tianjiao and roared at Longchen. Even if you don't sneak attack, you are not opponents. I don't want to talk nonsense with you. Since you think you're awesome, why do you come to Lingxiao Academy? Learning from my Lingxiao Academy, you are so powerful. Where do you have the courage? If you are really strong, you won't come to our Lingxiao Academy to study. Since you come to study, you should keep a low profile for me. I'm not used to your bad habits. In Lingxiao Academy, you should behave yourself. Otherwise, you'd better go away. It's not easy to beat you. I'm angry and you can't take care of yourself. Long Chen looked at all the strong and sneered. These guys are really brain broken. They come here to learn things, but they are still so dragged. Are they full of dung in their heads? Who are you? Is Lingxiao Academy your family? Some people were angry, obviously not satisfied. That's right. It's our family. Don't you agree? If you want to learn something in Lingxiao Academy, you must have a learning attitude and abide by the rules here. From now on, whoever is dishonest in Lingxiao Academy will go straight away, and it's useless for anyone to plead. If anyone of any force violates the rules of the court, the whole force will go away. With a cold hum, Long Chen no longer pays attention to these people and leaves with Bai Shishir. These arrogant people were shocked by the domineering spirit of Long Chen. They couldn't imagine the identity of the guy in black, and the tone of his voice was so big. Long Chen and Bai Shishir walked side by side and came to the core area of the site. Along the way, they found that they were all disciples of other forces. They didn't see many people from Lingxiao Academy. What's going on? Our Lingxiao Academy has been occupied by other forces? Long Chen can't help frowning. Along the way, Long Chen saw a lot of jealous eyes, and many people made provocative expression to Long Chen, which made Long Chen angry, really want to drive these guys out. But don't understand the specific situation, Long Chen can only endure, and at this time he really some can't help. It's not occupation, is it? At this time, the benevolent Bai Ledian appeared in front of Long Chen. When Long Chen saw Bai Ledian, he and Bai Shishir immediately came forward to see him. Bai Ledian said with a smile, at the beginning of the establishment of Lingxiao Academy, it was also supported by various forces. The academy is just like a snowball. It is rolling bigger and bigger that we have the endless sea of books. It can be said that Lingxiao Academy belongs to the whole world and should not be private. Therefore, we must be broad-minded. But I'm not happy that these people take our kindness for granted. Long Chen can't help but say, you don't like it, haha, I don't like it either, but I have to abide by the precepts and can't do anything to them. But you are different. Your position as president is not acquired through inheritance, but through merit. Therefore, you should not abide by the ancestral precepts. I am here not to host the assembly of the King of Kings, but to have other tasks, so everything here has the final say. Bai Ledian said with a smile. What do you mean? Long Chen tries to find out. I don't mean much. Everything depends on what you mean. Bai Ledian smiles a little. He is unpredictable and deep. Long Chen's mouth suddenly opened wide. He remembered that Dean Bai Ledian was a fairy king, and he once fought with Imputa. But now Long Chen noticed that Bai Ledian had the breath of the immortal king, the king of the world, and the heaven. Long Chen couldn't feel his true cultivation. It was the first time Long Chen met this kind of situation. It seems to understand Long Chen's mind. Bai Ledian said, "Sometimes in this world what you see is just what others want you to see. Seeing may not be able to be true." The opening of the Holy King's meeting was very abrupt, even a little strange, so I had to come to it myself. When you come, I can leave at ease. Everything here is up to you. The way of heaven. Mr. President, this is absolutely impossible. I still have a lot to do. Long Chen was startled. Before the opening of the conference, he had a lot to do. It doesn't matter. If the Lord of the Temple of God of War sits down in person, Lingshao Academy won't be in danger. It's just that the Lord of the Temple doesn't like to talk and is not good at communication. He is only responsible for the safety here and doesn't care about anything else. So, you just need to do the order well here, and other things don't matter. You can do whatever you need to do, Bai Ledian said with a smile. But Long Chen doesn't want to shoulder this burden. He still has to deal with the auction. But if he's busy here, he'll have the aura of the Dean of Lingshao Academy. It's not convenient for him to cheat. It's nothing but young people can do whatever they want. Don't be like us old guys, who are always looking forward and backward, worrying about gains and losses. Young people should have the vigor and courage of young people. Let it go. Any status is bullshit. I have something urgent to do, so I won't talk to you. Go and see the Lord of the Temple. Bai Ledian laughed and saw off the guests directly. Long Chen and Bai Shishir had to come out from Bai Ledian. Seeing Long Chen's bitter face, Bai Shishir couldn't help laughing and said, "What's the matter? Now you are not like the dragon dust I know. Where is your fearless momentum?" "Shishir, I'll tell you that I'm going to do a bad thing recently. I'm afraid it will ruin the reputation of the academy." Long Chen can't help but say. When Long Chen said this, Bai Shishir giggled. "It's like you've done something good." Long Chen was speechless for a while, but in retrospect, he didn't do anything good when he got along with Bai Shishir. "Well, no matter what you do, they'll follow you. I'm not afraid of fame or abuse." "What are you afraid of?" Bai Shishir said that later. A blush appeared on her pretty face. She was still a little shy to express her feelings in this way. Hey, is that what you want to do?" Long Chen said with a smile. "Who said he would marry you? What a thick skin." Bai's poems are a little strange and genuine. Cough. Two people are talking and laughing. Suddenly a cough came, the original unconsciously, in front of three people have appeared. One of them is Bai Zhantong, the father of Bai Shishir. Next to Bai Zhantong is a strong man, but the one between them is startled by Long Chen. "I have seen the Lord of the Temple." Bai Shishir quickly pulls the dragon dust and bows to the man. "Lord of the Temple?" Long Chen's heart is jumping wildly. The Lord of the Temple is actually a strong dragon. P.S. I wish you all a happy new year, good luck in the year of the ox, new weather and new hope in the new year. The old devil in the year of the ox wants to be bullish and let the 9 stars go to a new level. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4169. The Lord of the Temple, who looks like an iron tower in his 30s, has a dark face and chaotic symbols in his eyes. But his breath, without a trace of leakage from the appearance, it is difficult to see his strength. Dragon Dust Body has 9-star hegemony body formula, can feel his hidden power on his calm surface. This feeling was only felt by Su Jinxiong. What surprised him most was that the Lord of the Hall had a strong dragon flavor. Dragon Dust has dragon blood and is extremely sensitive to the strong of the dragon clan. It is because of this that Dragon Dust is shocked. "Boy, what are you doing? Haven't you seen the Lord yet?" Seeing that Long Chen and Bai Shishir are together, Bai Zhantong is not happy and has no good spirit. In his heart, his daughter is like a fairy, while Long Chen, with his glib tone and glib tongue, is not worthy of his own daughter, and is not a suitable object to be entrusted for life. Just now, Bai Shishir pulled a Long Chen before the ceremony, and Long Chen was shocked by the identity of the Lord of the Hall. He didn't salute with Bai Shishir, so Bai Zhantong couldn't help opening his mouth. "No need." The Lord of the Temple waved his hand. He also stared at Long Chen with a strange look in his eyes. After a while, he nodded and seemed to appreciate Long Chen very much. After nodding his head, the Lord turned and left without leaving a word. Bai Shishir was a little worried. He didn't know if it was because of Long Chen's rudeness that made the Lord angry. Dean Long Chen, if Dean Bai leaves, it's up to you. The Lord of the temple is not good at words and moving his mouth. Therefore, you have to work hard for those who are good at this aspect. If you can't move your mouth when you need to do something, the Lord of the temple will be happy to help you. A strong man beside Bai Zhantong said with a smile. He stood with the white exhibition hall, also standing beside the Lord of the temple, that is to say, they both had the same status, they were also the deputy Lord of the temple of God of War. And this time, Long Chen finally saw the cultivation of Bai Zhantong Tianzuan realm. On the surface, it was still a fairyland, but he couldn't hide Long Chen's feeling. Moreover, Long Chen also sensed the strangeness of their breath. There was a seal in his body. He deliberately sealed his accomplishments and hid his breath. If it wasn't for Long Chen, it was the 9-star body Jew. Otherwise, he couldn't feel his true cultivation. Lingshao Academy was too hidden. What's most incomprehensible to Long Chen is that he saw Bai Zhantang's hands several times in Ming Haotian. He had already done his best. Why didn't he open the seal? Long Chen doesn't believe it. It was after Long Chen left Lingshao Academy that they made such progress. The breath of the white exhibition hall is different from that of the ordinary heaven. It is an inexplicable breath between the ordinary heaven and the congenital heaven. This discovery makes Long Chen finally understand that the oldest academy in Judianshidi is not for nothing. It's too hidden. In retrospect, those forces against Lingshao Academy are ridiculous, just like a group of ants plotting to devour the sleeping dragon. The president has told me that I won't let the president and the Lord down. Long Chen Yibro Kundo. Now it's all like this. There's no point in shirking it. Lingshao Academy has such a deep foundation that it's not afraid of him. Come on. What's more, Long Chen also feels vaguely that Bai Ledian, the dean, must have his calculation when he is asked to preside over it. Perhaps they just hope that Long Chen can do something about it. Then I'd like to ask Dean Long Chen to take more trouble. I'm leaving. I won't delay your family reunion. The man laughed, patted Bai Zhantong on the shoulder and left. Now there are only Bai Zhantong, Bai Shishir and Long Chen left here. Looking at the black face of the future father-in-law, Long Chen feels embarrassed. It seems that the father-in-law doesn't wait to see him all the time. Lord, is there anything else you want to take care of me? But can't not speak, Long Chen can only speak first. If not, you also go, others are gone, you don't feel embarrassed? Bai Zhantong opened his mouth several times and wanted to say something, but he didn't know what to say. Finally, he gave a cold hum, turned around and left. Long Chen shows his hand to Bai Shir, with a helpless look on his face. It means that I'm already very polite. He doesn't like to see me. As for the departure of Bai Zhantong, Bai Shishir smiles and doesn't care. Anyway, she doesn't talk to her father very much. Boss, just then, Bai Xiala runs out and shouts excitedly when he sees Long Chen. Not only Bai Xiala, Qin Feng, Qi Yu, Mu Qingyun, Luo Bing, Luo Ning, Zhong Ling, Zhong Xiu and many other familiar faces of Long Chen appear in front of him. When they saw Long Chen, they were very excited, especially the two little sisters, Zhong Ling and Zhong Xiu, who had not seen Long Chen for a long time. They didn't participate in the 3000 world. After Long Chen left Lingshao Academy, they never saw Long Chen again. For Zhong Ling, Zhong Xiu, Mu Qingyun and others, it was Long Chen who changed their lives. For Long Chen, they were grateful from the bottom of their hearts. After Long Chen left, they seemed to have lost their backbone and had a hard time. Bai Shishir and Bai Xiala have entered the 3000 world and brought back the news of Long Chen, which makes them feel more gratified. Now they can't restrain their inner excitement when they see Long Chen. Brother Long Chen, we miss you so much. Zhong Ling came to Long Chen and couldn't help choking. Long Chen has been treating them as his own sister. Seeing her choking appearance, he felt a little distressed. He wiped her tears and amused them. After their mood eased slightly, Long Chen asked Luo Bing and Luo Ning, How is the Luo family now? The Luo family is gone. When Longchen asked about Luo's family, Luo Bing and Luo Ning's eyes suddenly turned red. Disappear? How could it be, and when? Longchen asked in a hurry. That's what happened after the end of the 3000 world. When we returned to the Luo family had become a pit, as if it had been dug away. Except for us in the academy, no one can contact us or know I don't know. Luo Bing, who has always been strong, can no longer help crying. After 3000 worlds? Dragon Dust suddenly associate with grandfather, when they broke the seal, is grandfather due? Don't be afraid. I should know about it. I'll tell you in detail later. They are all fine and very safe. Longchen comforts away. Hearing what Longchen said, Luo Bing and Luo Ning are very happy. It's like a huge stone in their heart. Longchen knows about it, which makes them feel relieved. They find that it's good to have Longchen. While everyone was talking, suddenly a noise came from the distance. Bai Xiaola could not help but said angrily, "These people are too much to enter the core of our academy. They all said that we are not qualified to enter there. What are they?" At this time, the noise outside was getting louder and louder, and some people even began to yell. Longchen's face sank. "Go, it'll take you to beat them. After a while, they'll give you a look, and you'll beat me to death. You don't have to give me any face." www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4170, What do you mean by Lingxiao Academy? How many sessions have you had? You Lingxiao Academy have never attended the Holy King's meeting. Now it's not easy to participate in the Xingwang meeting. Lingxiao Academy reappears in Xingwang State. What's the matter? Just want to send us off with something on the outside? Have you forgotten your precepts? Lingxiao Academy was supported by the whole Terran at the beginning, so it had its glory. Now that you've sealed off the core area, you're forgetting your roots or being ungrateful and asking your stewards to come out. How did you promise Lingxiao Academy? What else is Lingxiao Academy? It's all over the world. And now? Are you hitting yourself in the face? What's the difference between this and a liar? Bursts of roar came, and countless disciples in different costumes kept drinking and yelling outside the gate of the core area. Countless people followed, and the scene was extremely warm. The disciples were excited one by one, and seemed to be out of control. The disciples of Lingxiao Academy, who are guarding at the gate, are also flustered when they see this situation. They have reported it to the senior management, but they have not responded. They don't know when they will survive. Seeing that the disciples of Lingxiao Academy were in a panic, these people became more unscrupulous. Some people even began to point at the noses of the disciples of Lingxiao Academy and scold them. Their words were rude and insulting. The disciples of Lingxiao Academy were shocked and angry, but there were only a few hundred of them, while there were hundreds of thousands of strong people on the opposite side. They did not even dare to scold back for fear of arousing public anger. What is the best academy in the world and what is the treasure of all living beings in the 9 days are all deceitful. Let's work together to smash this respectable academy and make them a ruin. There was a roar. Lingxiao Academy deceives people so much that it takes our things and fails to fulfill its promise. This is cheating. Let's work together and get back what belongs to us. No one can stop us. Some people agitate loudly, with both voice and emotion, as if they have suffered a lot of grievances. The so-called fear of no good, so many people, originally dissatisfied, now someone deliberately lit a powder keg, suddenly someone angry, even went straight to Lingxiao Academy disciples rushed. Puff, puff, puff. The disciples of Lingxiao Academy were shocked and angry. In this state, if they were killed, they didn't know who did it. Just when they didn't know how to deal with it, the blood spattered. The noisy atmosphere and roaring slogans seemed to be cut off by something. At the beginning, more than a dozen people rushed up. As a result, more than a dozen heads rose up in the sky and blood splashed 5 steps. As if they had been watered down, those people who were dazed by anger suddenly woke up, and they looked at the group of people in front of them in horror. Continue to roar, continue to shout, Let me see how crazy you are, dare to be presumptuous in my Lingxiao Academy. At the critical moment, dragon dust comes. When they saw the dragon dust in black, the disciples of Lingxiao Academy cheered. Dragon dust has always been their idol. You Lingxiao Academy are so rude. How can you kill people recklessly? Someone came out and yelled. Poof! Just as the man finished, Mu Qingjian's sword came out of the sheath beside Longchen and saw a flash of lightning across the void. The man was split into 2 pieces by a sword. Mu Qingyun is a genius in kendo. Longchen once gave her some guidance in kendo, but Longchen was not a swordsman. He could only enlighten Mu Qingyun. However, after the enlightenment of Longchen, Mu Qingyun learned all kinds of kendo classics in Lingxiao Academy. The road of kendo is getting farther and farther, and his strength is becoming more and more terrible. It can be said that Longchen gave Mu Qingyun a key. When Mu Qingyun knew how to use the key to unlock the lock, he learned how to study all kinds of locks and then match the key according to the lock. Today's Mu Qingyun is not what she used to be. She has a great reputation in Lingxiao Academy, second only to Bai Shi. Choking, Mu Qingyun slowly put the sword into the scabbard. Her eyes were calm and silent, as if she had done a trivial thing. But this sword shocked everyone. Even the supreme Tianjiao was moved. Jianxiu couldn't see her strength from her appearance. If that sword was the supreme Tianjiao, I'm afraid she would have to hate on the spot. All of a sudden, Longchen has a big hand, and one of the crowd exclaims. He is caught by Longchen across the air. It's useless to let him struggle. Longchen opened his big hand like an iron claw, firmly grasped his neck, and sneered, How? After fanning the wind and lighting the fire, you want to run? What about the passion and courage? What do you want? It's clear that you Lingxiao Academy deceived people too much. Do you want to kill us all? Even if you kill all of us, can you seal the mouth of all the people in the world? The man was caught by Longchen and cried out in horror. I don't know, but I want to try. Longchen shakes his head. Poof! As Longchen's big hand trembled, the man's body suddenly burst and blood splashed, and countless people were stunned. The bloody means of Longchen calmed them down. His blood. Someone exclaimed. The color is not right. He's of ORC blood. Suddenly someone saw that it was not right. The blood of this person was bright and had speckled objects, which was not what the human race should have. Is he? Someone found out something was wrong. Before, people were excited and didn't care so much, but now they seem to be used by others. The man's previous cries seemed to have the power of soul, which deliberately aroused their excitement, and they unconsciously went on the road. Hoo-hoo! At this time, dozens of people flew out of the crowd at the same time and ran in different directions. Puff, puff, puff. All of a sudden, the void trembled, and golden arrows pierced their heads. It was incredible that these golden arrows were not shot from behind them, but from in front of them. The attack was so quiet and weird that people didn't even know who it was. In a moment, everyone's heart jumped wildly, and fear finally appeared in their eyes. They are all people of demon blood. Some people exclaimed that these runaways had problems. At this time, everyone understood what was going on. Before, this group of people had been fanning the flames and tricking everyone to come to Lingxiao Academy to discuss. Who else wants to be lucky? Think it's okay to hide it? Longchen sneers. All of a sudden, Longchen's hands were sealed, the power of the vast soul burst out, and then the loud sound of the dragon's chant reverberated in people's minds. Puff, puff, puff. With the loud sound of the dragon, dozens of people in the crowd suddenly burst their heads, and their bodies slowly fell to the ground. To everyone's horror, these people, without exception, are all people of ORC blood, and their blood seems to come from the same race. Well, the root of the disease has been found. It's time to treat it. Longchen smiles a little, but after saying this, his face suddenly becomes cold and sharp, and his big hand waves. Kill them all. www. Novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4171. At the command of Longchen, Bai Shi and others were startled and killed them all? How can this work? Only Qin Feng and Qi Yu didn't think about it for the first time. If they pressed the sword, they would kill. How dare I see who dares to do it? At this time, more than a dozen old people appeared at the same time. These old people were all inborn heaven-class strong people. As soon as they appeared, everyone was shocked by their momentum and did not dare to move. There was nothing unexpected about the appearance of these inborn gods. Everything was expected. Without the acquiescence of the old man, they did not dare to be so arrogant. Qin Feng and Qi Yu pressed their swords at the same time and look at Longchen. With only one look from Longchen, they can't fight these congenital celestial beings, but it's still no problem to kill the strong immortal king here. Longchen looked at the appearance of those who were born with heaven's power. A sneer appeared on his face, and he walked towards them with both hands. How dare you? Are you the ones who are bold? You want to see who dares to do it? Longchen came to all the elders and looked at one of them. That man was the one who had just threatened. Who are you? I'm not qualified to talk to you. I want you to come out. The old man took a look at Longchen and cheered coldly. Longchen waved his hand with a slap, which was neither quick nor slow. People could see it clearly and clearly. The slap was lightly patted on the old man's face. In the eyes of outsiders, this slap can be easily avoided even if it is an ordinary fairy king's disciple. However, the old man who was born in heaven was photographed as a solid one, and everyone was dumbfounded for a moment. Only those who are familiar with Longchen smile excitedly. No one can avoid the slap of Longchen within 5 steps. It's a supernatural skill. The slap is not very harmful, but it is very insulting. At the moment of the slap, even the congenital god can't produce a reaction. When he reacts, he has been shot. Little beast, you want to die. That inborn god-strong person was slapped. This slap Longchen didn't make any effort, to put it bluntly, was to humiliate him intentionally. Pa! The congenital god roared. As a result, the figure in front of him was in a flash, his eyes were dazzled, and Longchen slapped him in the face again. This slap is different. It's powerful and heavy. On the palm of Longchen's hand, golden dragon scales appear. As a result, there was a loud crack. Half of the face of Tianzuan collapsed and his cheekbones were smashed. People flew out like a meteor. Boom! With a bang, the inborn strong man bumped into the nearby stone tablet. The stone tablet was intact, but the old man was shocked to blood. In the process of spraying blood, more than a dozen teeth flew out and tumbled on the ground. Old man, if you live awkwardly, just say, I will send you to hell. If you don't have a clean mouth, tomorrow's today will be your sacrifice time. Longchen's face is gloomy, and his eyes are full of murders. Little beast, I'll fight with you. The inborn god was furious. At this time, he was crazy. He had never suffered such humiliation in his life. He ignored any bad luck and curse. With a roar, the breath of inborn god burst out. No! Some people exclaimed that if they started here, they would be caught by the way of heaven immediately. If Longchen died, he would not survive. He must die today. The old man was mad. He felt that if he didn't kill Longchen, he would be angry to death today. At the moment of the old man's hand, suddenly the void twisted in front of Longchen's body, and a huge claw covering the sky appeared. The claw was covered with black scales, and with a startling breath, he patted the old man. The old man's face suddenly changed. He didn't dare to fight hard. His figure disappeared and he ran away. Poof! But what shocked everyone was that the moment he disappeared, the black giant claw also disappeared, and then he saw the void burst in the distance, the black giant claw appeared again, the giant claw closed and blood splashed. For a moment, everyone was shocked. The old man ran away for the first time, but he didn't escape the attack of the giant claw. Bang! When the giant claw was released, the old man disappeared, and one thing fell to the ground, which was the weapon that the old man was carrying. All of a sudden, even the inborn Tianzuan strongmen couldn't react. They were killed before they could even use their weapons. For a moment, those inborn Tianzuan strongmen were also flustered. It's really a dragon's magic power, which is similar to Yunlong's claw offering. However, it's hard to guard against this move. It takes a lot of effort for me to perform this move. Sure enough, the dragon's magic power is more suitable for the use of the dragon. Long Chen sighs in his heart. He knew that it was the master of the temple of God of War. As President Biletian said, the master of the temple was not good at talking, and he was a person who didn't talk much. The lord of the temple of God of War didn't show up. He just killed a congenital god in an instant. When Long Chen was shocked, he couldn't help sighing that the dragon clan was really strong. Now you know who is so bold? Seeing that the crowd was shocked, Long Chen walked coldly through the tunnel. For a moment, those congenitally powerful people were very ugly. He didn't expect that Lingxiao Academy was still hiding such terrible strong people. Let's open the window and tell the truth. If you think carefully, in front of me, it's no different from playing smart with children. Deliberately let the spies of the Demon and Beast clan come in to stir up everyone's emotions and bully Lingxiao Academy. If the matter is revealed, the responsibility will be put on these ghosts, and the academy can't embarrass you. Long Chen sneers. After hearing what Long Chen said, the strong men of Lingxiao Academy were furious. These guys are so insidious and mean. Many of you don't know me, so I'll introduce myself. I'm responsible for everything here, he said. I has the final say. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. When the name of Long Chen was announced, there was a lot of commotion in the crowd. It was obvious that they had heard the name of Long Chen. Long Chen glanced at the crowd. You don't have to mention your excuses. Lingxiao Academy also has your credit. That's bullshit. When Lingxiao Academy was in the most difficult time, it was the efforts of generations that led to its glory. And your ancestors, after seeing the glory of Lingxiao Academy, came to make things better. Lao Tzu promised that the knowledge of the academy should be shared with all living beings in the 9 days and 10 places. However, the living beings in his mouth are real learners. It's not a group of people who have ulterior motives and try to use this knowledge to slaughter the world and bring disaster to the common people. Don't tell me about Zhuxuan. Now that I'm in charge, I'll make the rules. Even if I violate Zhuxuan, I'll bear the responsibility alone. So, you can go away. Anyone who has been involved in making trouble here will go away. You have lost the qualification to stay here. Long Chen's words fall. The strong people on the scene, face changed. Long Chen, this is to drive them out. Even the peripheral area is not allowed to visit. Long Chen, come out and die. Just then, suddenly, outside Lingxiao Academy, there was a roar. With the roar, there was a lot of thunder between heaven and earth, and heaven's punishment covered the whole world. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4172. When the voice came, the thunder rolled between heaven and earth, and the whole world was covered by plundering clouds. The endless power of heaven surged, and even the congenital god changed his color. At this time, some people challenged Long Chen, and those people rushed out of the camp of Lingxiao Academy. It's the Thunder Purple Lizard. Some people exclaim that tens of thousands of Tianjiao are standing outside in a murderous manner. All of them are the strong ones of the immortal king, and there are dozens of them. The leader, with a halberd on his back and a purple gold crown on his head, rolled the thunder symbol in his eyes, wrapped around his body and covered the sky. Even if it's the inborn god, facing this person, people will feel great pressure. People can't help but be shocked. I'm afraid Tianlei Purple Lizard is a great genius. Those strong people who were expelled by Long Chen were shocked and immediately gloated. This man challenged Long Chen, and the old monsters in Lingxiao Academy absolutely did not dare to deal with him. That is to say, Long Chen has no other way to go, either to fight himself or to shrink. In fact, when Long Chen saw the sky full of clouds, he already knew who was coming. Needless to think, it was Tianlei Purple Lizard's revenge. It's said that Tianlei Purple Lizard is a famous protector. The man who robbed Long Chen was killed by Long Chen. His people came to revenge. Long Chen, get out and die. Just as Long Chen walked out of the camp, he heard the voice of the strong man's impatient roar. I don't know how to write dead words, boss. Let me meet him. Seeing someone challenging Long Chen, Bai Xiaola volunteered. At this time, Bai Xiaola seems harmless to people and animals, and his breath is very weak, but in his eyes, 3 flowers flow, just like the universe, full of endless power. Long Chen passes the magic power of Ludio Xintong to Bai Xiaola. Bai Xiaola has been studying hard. Now he has realized some of it, and his strength is not what it used to be. Brother Long Chen. Before Long Chen speaks, Lei Linger is too excited. Long Chen understands what she means. She wants the inheritance of these people. Take it easy, I understand. Long Chen smiles. Long Chen, you dare to kill my people. You are so brave. Killing people pays for your life. There's nothing to say. Kill yourself. On that day, the strong one of the thunder lizard family was cold. Ha ha ha. Long Chen looks up at the sky and laughs. The laughter is full of banter. Not only Long Chen laughs, but also Bai Shishir, Bai Xiaola, Qin Feng and Qiyu. Is this guy so crazy that he even asks Long Chen to kill himself? Is there anything wrong with this guy's brain? On that day, Tian Jiao, a member of the red lizard family, didn't say a word. Until Long Chen stopped laughing, he said coldly, "Just laugh. If you don't laugh, you won't have a chance. If you laugh enough, you can die. Boss, let me do it. I think I can beat him." Bai Xiaola is very confident about Long Chen. Can you kill him? Long Chen asked. Well, I'm not sure. Bai Xiaola Lung, let him defeat this person, he has a chance to win, but want to kill him, but not a bit sure. That's meaningless. If you don't do it, you have to kill them all. Long Chen rode. Bai Xiaola is startled. The emotional dragon dust not only wants this person's life, but also all the lives of these Tianlei purple lizard animals. Tianjiao. Mr. Long Chen, what time is it? Why are you still dawdling? All the auctions have begun. At this time, an anxious and angry voice came, and countless strong men in the clothes of Longting business rushed to us. The first one was the one who had negotiated with Long Chen several times. The congenitally powerful man in Longting business was sweating. After seeing Long Chen, he was relieved to find the grandfather. Just a moment. I'll be here when I've got something to deal with. Long Chen rode. The inborn heaven superior of Longting business immediately became anxious. What are you waiting for? Do you know how many people are waiting for you now? There are already thousands of people who are strong in heaven. They are all dignitaries from all walks of life. If you don't arrive at the appointed time, I have to look for you everywhere and come with me as soon as possible. This kind of mess will be dealt with after the auction. The inborn superior of Longting business is really in a hurry. Before that, he had been busy docking all kinds of things and handed over the arrangement of Long Chen to a competent person. As a result, the right man was killed by someone just yesterday, but he didn't know it. When the meeting opened, he was flustered when he came to look for people. Almost all of them came to Long Chen's heaven and earth cauldron. If there was no Long Chen, their Longting business would be overturned by this group of people. The congenitally powerful man of Longting business rushed to Xinghe sect. As a result, the people of Xinghe sect didn't pay any attention to them, let alone tell Long Chen what to do. Results or Longting commercial use of their own eyeliner, only learned that Long Dust came to the Ling Shao Academy, he just came all the way. Originally, every act and every move in the dragon business has escaped their eyelid. However, the auction was too big for them and there was a serious shortage of manpower. They were too busy to watch the whole king's meeting just to prepare for it. Heroes of Tianlei Purple Lizard, give me a face for Longting business. We won't take part in any grudges between you. However, there is an auction to be held between Long Chen and Longting Company, that is to say, we have heard about the Tiankuan Ding event. Now that the auction is about to open, if you are interested, you can come along. Although there is no place now, I will try my best to arrange for you in order to show my sincerity. What do you think? The inborn god of Longting business is proud of Tianlei Purple Lizard. On that day, the strong man of the Lei Purple Lizard family was very dissatisfied, but when Longting business said so, he hesitated and said, "Okay, well, give you face and let Long Chen live for a while longer." It's a bunch of idiots. They don't know. They are pulled back from the edge of death. Qin Feng sneers. They don't know that the boss has already killed them. Well, thank you very much, please. The congenitally superior of Longting business firm made a gesture to Longchen and everyone. Longchen pondered for a while, and finally only took Bai Shishir, Bai Xiaole, Qin Feng, Qiyu, Mu Qingyun, Zhong Ling, Zhong Xiu and other people to participate in the auction. Longchen also told the congenitally superior of Longting business firm to invite Guoran and Xiachen. Longchen's words dissatisfied the congenitally powerful man of Longting business. Now he became Longchen's servant, but he didn't dare to show it, so he had to send someone to invite him. Longchen left with them. Apart from the strong ones of Tianlei Purple Lizard, they also wanted to see the excitement. When Longchen came to Longtang's auction house, his face suddenly appeared the color of ridicule. What a unscrupulous businessman. www. Novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4173. Just as Longchen expected, Longting Business built a huge auction house on the ruins of Xinguang State. If you want to participate in the auction, in addition to buying tickets, you also need to store a sum of money in Longting Commercial Bank. If you save enough money, you can get free tickets. However, this money cannot be extracted, it can only be used for trading with Longting Commercial Bank. Ordinary people want to buy tickets, especially those who don't have schools. They not only need tickets, but also need to buy a certain amount of goods from Longting. To put it bluntly, this is bundling. When Longchen arrived, he saw that there were still a lot of people around him and swore loudly that Longting Business was immoral. Because when they bought tickets, Longting Commercial Bank didn't say anything. Now it's time to enter. It says that they have to buy certain things before they can enter. If they want to refund tickets, Longting Commercial Bank's people said that their ticket outlets are here, and the refund outlets are in Minghaotian. If you want to refund tickets, you can go there and refund them. In this way, countless people are angry. Longting Business is not doing business. It's obviously robbery. It's cannibalism. Who will go to Minghaotian to refund tickets for the sake of 10 world Wangjing? It's not enough to pay for the journey. It's obvious that it's cheating. But these people, with no background, can only accept bad luck. They also know that they can't fight Longting Business. Moreover, there are many people here, and they dare not make too much noise, for fear that they will offend Longting Business and let them disappear secretly. Because just now, a few people who made a lot of noise were cut off their heads quietly in the crowd. No one even knew what the killer looked like. They know that they must be the killers of the Night Clan, and only they have such a terrible means. Many people gnash their teeth to leave, but some people, gnash their teeth, bought some things, access to the qualification into the infield. When Longchen heard the abuse, he could not help but sneer at the practices of Longting Commercial Bank, so he said the 4-character comment, really a dishonest merchant. Where do you want to go? We run an auction house, and you ask us for a service fee. When crows fall on pigs, can't they see their own black only when they see others black? If we don't make some money, what will we give you for service? If Qinkuan tripod is sold, it must be a sky-high price. Millions of people in Longting Business do not know whether they will lose money after the auction. What qualifications do you have to ridicule us? When the old man of Longting Business heard the irony of Longchen, he couldn't help sneering. When it comes to this matter, the old man is very angry. No auction house has such a precedent. It's just deceiving people too much. I didn't expect that you could also speak human words. This is a good sentence. We are not good birds. We really shouldn't despise each other. Longchen nodded. The old man snorted coldly and said to himself, you know how many kilos you have. But if you don't have the refined steel drill, don't do the porcelain work. Now that you do, don't cry and lose face. Just like your whole family is dead, who can you show me with a bad face? What? Do you expect me to give you a present? Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. You. The old man was furious. What are you? I'm the most important person in your Longting business. Without me, your auction will not be successful. When the time comes, let's see how you can calm down the anger. It's strange that these guys don't tear down your bastard nest. So, if you have fire, bear it for me. If you have fart, hold it for me. Even if I smack you, you have to bear it honestly. I didn't smoke you, not because you look like a man, but I don't want to dirty my hands. There are some things you'd better find out. Longchen walks along the road. The old man trembled with anger, but he didn't dare to say anything. Just as Longchen said, even if Longchen smoked him, he didn't dare to fight back. He could only bite his teeth and follow him. Seeing that Longchen scolds a congenital god like a dog, Mu Qingyun, Zhong Ling, Zhong Xiu and others almost didn't laugh. Longchen's hegemony has not changed at all since he has been away for such a long time. Even in Ninefold, where the heavenly pride gathered in the Holy King Assembly, Longchen is still the most overbearing person, and no one can compete with him. That kind of feeling for them, both familiar and warm, with Longchen together, always so exciting. When Longchen and others arrive, they have a special channel to enter the infield directly. Of course, no one dares to ask Longchen and others for tickets, and no one dares to make trouble for them. Entering the infield, Longchen found that it was bigger than what he saw outside. The whole venue was millions of miles in size. In the middle is a huge high platform, which is the auction table. Around the auction table, there are luxurious boxes. Needless to say, they are prepared for those who have status, and money. The outer ring of the box is an elegant seat. The seats are divided into 3 levels, high, middle and low. The high-end seats are served by special beautiful maids one-on-one. In the middle class, there are also maids serving tea and pouring water, but not one-to-one, but one-to-many. As for the low class, it's nothing except a little more spacious. There are no elegant seats in the back, just the side-by-side chairs. The more they go to the back, the more crowded they are. Obviously, these people come to see the excitement. The items sold by Longting are all high-end items, and they are not expected to buy them. To put it bluntly, people in the peripheral areas, after Longting Commercial Bank has collected tickets and bundled sales, there is basically no value to extract. People with real strength will not sit with these people. They will spend a lot of money on seats and boxes. When Longchen arrives, the auction has already started. However, before the auction starts, there will be warm-up and song and dance performances. It will be too abrupt if it is directly auctioned at the beginning. As soon as Longchen entered the infield, countless eyes turned to Longchen. Originally, they were all watching song and dance. As soon as Longchen arrived, he became the focus of the whole audience. And in those boxes, there are countless strong spirits, sweeping the dragon dust. Boss, at this time, Xia Chen and Guoran came in from another channel, and they arrived at this time. Seeing the arrival of Xia Chen and Guoran, Longchen immediately calms down. Guoran makes a gesture for him, meaning that everything is done. Now that everything is done, Longchen is too lazy to waste his time and goes straight to the middle of the stage. Longchen, your box is here. See dragon dust to the stage, Longting Firm's old man quickly stopped. I'm here to sell things. Why go to the box? After the auction, I have other things to do. Longchen pushed the old man away. The old man was surprised and angry. Are you kidding? The auction will last 7 days. Your heaven and earth cauldron is the final auction item. Here, you have to abide by the rules. All of a sudden, Longchen threw a big mouth on the old man's face. Then there was a scream on the stage, and the dancing dancers screamed to escape. Boom! The inborn heaven power of Longting Business Firm rolled several times on the stage and turned out from the other end. The singing and dancing stopped, the music disappeared, and the scene suddenly quieted down. At this time, Longchen went to the middle of the stage, glanced at the whole audience, and said in a high voice, I, Longchen, today, this auction will be hosted by me, www.Ninefold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4174. Nonsense, Longchen, what do you want to do? Countless strong men of Longting Business rushed out, and the congenital heaven strong man, who was knocked over by Longchen, roared hysterically. He's so mad that it's time for him to make trouble on purpose. What do you say I want to do? It's so ugly to eat in Longting Business. People come to support me. It's for the bronze tripod in my hand. You even let me have the last auction to hang all the people here? Did you do that? We are all practitioners. How precious is time? The king's assembly is about to open. Who has time to watch you shoot other rags? As Long Chen spoke, he turned to the audience and said in a loud voice, "Everyone in here. I sincerely want to take this bronze tripod. I don't have time to waste. So I'd like to ask for your opinions. I ask that the first auction item is the bronze tripod. Let's get to the point and go straight to the theme. Do you agree?" "Agree." As Long Chen opened his mouth, most of the strong people on the scene were shouting. As Long Chen said, they all came for the heaven and earth cauldron, and no one wanted to waste their time. However, as we all know, auction houses have their own hidden rules. The most precious things are sold at the end of the day. This has become a rule, and we can't help it. But Long Chen's coaxing aroused the resonance of countless people. They all wanted to open their eyes and see if the bronze tripod in Long Chen's hand was true or false. "Asshole, are you going to kill our Longting business? How much do you want Longting to lose?" The strong roar of Longting business. "It's none of my business whether you lose money or not. It's not stipulated in our agreement that I'm the first auction item. I'm going to be the first auction item now. After the auction, don't you just go on?" Long Chen rode. "You." The old man almost vomited blood in anger. If the bronze tripod is sold, who will buy the rest of the auction items? It's like lantern riddle. You throw out the riddle before the riddle is solved. How can you play this game? If you can, the old man would like to strangle Long Chen on the spot. In this way, the scene is out of control. Let's get started. Don't deal with those empty heads. It's good to get straight to the point. No one is interested in those rubbish. Long Chen, you can start directly. Hurry up, our time is very precious. Longting business is 2 ink. Long Chen, you will shine out the heaven and earth ding. Even the strong men in the front row box began to make noise. They were all born heaven-class strong men, and they also represented one party's power and noble status. Some people even could not stir up trouble in Longting business. The people in Longting business are so angry that they are going to be paralyzed, but when they are aroused, it's hard to press them down. They are like ants on the same hot pot. When they are thinking about what to do, the light on the stage trembles. At that moment, they know that they are finished. Look, this is the bronze tripod I got from 3,000 worlds. Long Chen directly took out the bronze tripod, but what Long Chen didn't expect was that at the moment when the bronze tripod was taken out of the chaotic space, the tripod of heaven and earth in Long Chen's knowledge of the sea vibrated slightly, and then the fake bronze tripod in Long Chen's hand was endowed with strange brilliance. Long Chen's heart is jumping wildly. So far, he can't drive it to do anything except refining pills with the heaven and earth cauldron. But this time, it even took the initiative to put a ray of divine light into the fakes. On top of the fakes, a trace of its divine power suddenly appeared. Obviously, it was helping Long Chen to cheat. In this way, Long Chen can't help but be ecstatic. With the help of the genuine Qian Kuan Ding, I'm afraid no one can tell the true from the false. Long Chen tries to communicate with Qian Kuan Ding, but Qian Kuan Ding doesn't care about him. It seems that he is a magic weapon from the Chaos era, and he is very cold. As soon as the bronze tripod comes out, the chaotic air turns, and the runes on it vibrate, as if they are alive, as if they are constantly swimming. Above the birds and animals, mountains and rivers, the sun, the moon and the stars in the circulation, people seem to see the world from the chaotic era, the vast atmosphere. People feel small. When they saw the bronze tripod, Xia Chen and Guoran were startled. The boss didn't take it wrong, did he really take it out? The fake bronze tripod was made by Xia Chen and Guoran. Although it has the same appearance and the same rune, the things they made are all dead, but now they are alive. When the bronze tripod came out, countless strong people on the scene were moved. The strong people in the first row of boxes couldn't sit anymore. They went to the front of the box and looked at the bronze tripod with their divine sense. "Hey, don't come on stage. Don't be shameless. You want to rob me, don't you?" Long Chen points to a strong man in heaven. The strong man couldn't help walking towards the heaven and earth cauldron, which immediately aroused the vigilance of Long Chen. Long Chen pressed the heaven and earth cauldron with one hand and pointed to the man, and made a posture of putting the heaven and earth cauldron away at any time. Don't get me wrong. I can't help but want to have a look. Then the strong man stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no use looking at it. Professional things naturally need to be identified by professional people. Does Longting Company say that it has prepared 8 top appraisers? What about the people in Longting business? Are they all dead? Why don't you come up to work? Long Chen scolded loudly. With Long Chen scolding, 8 old people stepped onto the stage. These 8 old people were angry. It was obvious that all the plans here were disrupted by Long Chen. But now it's done, and it's irreparable. They have to work hard. 8 people take out a lot of identification tools, wear gloves, and begin to observe around the heaven and earth cauldron. On the one hand, Long Chen said that no one should get close to the bronze tripod. Long Chen's reason was that he was afraid of being robbed. Another reason is that although these old people have rich experience in appraisal, their own strength is just respect for the environment, and they can't afford the terrible pressure. While the 8 elders were busy identifying, countless gods swept around the bronze cauldron, feeling the great chaos, and their breath became a little short. These strong men are well-informed people. They can see at a glance whether they are treasures or not. The strong fluctuation and vicissitudes of life can never be faked. It's very likely that it's really the legendary heaven and earth cauldron. Maybe some people have begun to have dangerous ideas. In a moment, the whole auction house is boiling, becoming quiet, and finally becoming dead silent. The tense atmosphere has made many people breathless. 8 people were busy working for half an hour. Finally, they looked at each other and nodded to themselves. At the same time, they looked at an old man in the distance. Long Chen saw all this in the eye-cold tunnel. How? After the identification, you need to report to your master first? Is it true or false? Is it up to you or your master? What does Longting mean? Now that the identification is finished, the results should be published directly. What else should we discuss? Dragon Dust. This opening immediately attracted the hot temper of the people directly angry. For a moment, everyone looked at the people of Longting business. Say, is it true or not? Long Chen asked coldly. At that moment, the scene was quiet again. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.